Just as someone walks away. So.
I don't want to be on this.
Flip cut.
Okay, so this is session number 1.
Hey.
And I've called it Trap Friday, just to make people feel good.
That sounds nice. I'm comfortable.
Totally a trap. Today is Trap Friday, or every Friday is Trap
I've paid attention.
Every second Friday is Trap
Every Friday
Friday.
we play is Trap Friday.
Okay.
It comes right after Trap Wednesday, so I get to practice before I get to you. So isn't that
may
good?
or may not
And Trap
afford
Friday
us
will
to
go
take
to
care
Taco
as
Tuesday.
well.
Okay,
They
so
had it
we
more
shall
expensive.
start off with Josh describing his character.
So, what appears to be an elf, but I'm slightly shorter.
He's short for an elf.
Everyone knows me as Parry, and I have mystical magical abilities. Basically, where I'm coming from is that I've been sent out from my starting location to seek knowledge about certain runes, about a certain bridge that is in my starting city. So I've been sent out to find more knowledge about all the magic in the world.
That sounds like a good starting point. Stefan!
Alright, I am also an elf, but part gnome.
Slightly
So,
smaller, but
I'm
even so smaller.
Yeah, I'm even smaller than our colleague Carrie here. My name is Kroll Salmara. My nickname is the Green Dervish. I have been training in my youth in the military as a combat healer, field medic, war priest as they say. However, I'm not your common kind, as I tend to use a longbow. And I heal from range and run around the battlefield, flinging arrows at people and healing from afar.
Nice.
Which is where I got my name from.
Nice.
Yeah.
Green?
Do we,
I have green armor and tunic.
did you mention what god you worship?
Aristotle.
And
His
then,
favourite weapon is the longbow.
and then we're up to Peter.
My character is Lady Dawn. She's a cleric of the up-and-coming god of mankind.
We are worms! We are worms!
And we break a player already.
That is a glorious link. Well done, you. That's
Hey, just to be fair, she got there from
oh,
Ray just...
She wears a mask that really nicely created. Obviously cost a pretty penny.
Take
with
me a while to get over
angelic
this.
sort of depictions on it.
Angelic, really.
Yep. But
Okay.
when you see her when she's got her mask, like the mask off,
Siva.
she's an attractive young woman, all right. But there's just something about the way she looks. Like it's almost like her features are just slightly off a little bit.
Someone's
it's-
punched her in the face.
That's that broken jaw.
It's very strange.
Just so we're clear,
Strange.
under what circumstances the mask comes off? Someone's about to die?
No, no,
like,
she-
what's the trigger point
Feel
for
the
that?
wrath in her
She
face.
doesn't generally wear it unless she's acting in the role of a representative of her god. So generally she'll either wear it up or she'll have it put away.
So then the spiders from above think that it's an angel, so they don't jump on her.
Are you going to explain for the people watching this at home, like, what this up-and-coming god of humankind actually is?
I will, but over time. It's always nice to let little bits out every now and then, and people go, "Where the hell did this come from?"
Just glorious. Well played.
So, Adam.
Well played. Okay, I am playing the human soldier, Mr. Sharp,
Good day, Mr. Sharp.
Very appropriately named.
who is
Which came first,
very
the
much
birds or
a
the
disciplined military type. He is what you would describe as a skirmisher in the and scout in the military. He speaks with a deep voice, and he is always clothed in colours of black and gold.
I was happy with the always clothed because we have
Yeah,
few problems
that's-
with characters
that's
in the
a little,
past.
Yeah. But he does not speak much and prefers to let Blades and Shortbow do the talking, but is otherwise a very disciplined soldier.
Okay, so Morgan.
So Quest is an orc. You might be confused because he's about 3 foot tall. That sounds like a goblin, but Quest is definitely an orc.
I shrunk the kids.
He's come from a travelling caravan of merchants and entertainers, and definitely not thieves. He's hardworking. He's disciplined. And he wants to be a world-renowned performer.
So just to clarify, you're a 3 foot orc gypsy. Is that?
No, they go by traveller now.
Traveller now, traveller.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. Yeah. Am I reading this right?
Yeah, he's a gypsy.
But no, a 3 foot orc gypsy.
Oh yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Love
And,
it.
and then we have Kira, who gets to describe herself 3 times.
Oh no.
So,
Oh god.
So to describe my character, we really need the storyline. So one day, Janzo and their little baby Fidget took a walk into a lovely forest. Thought it'd be nice. Put out a spread. There was strawberries and dip. Anyway, forest.
fondue.
Somewhere in the forest. We're not quite sure if it was a person or the mystical forest itself. But somewhere along the lines, when they emerged years later, Fidget, the little baby, was a little girl. And the parents were nowhere to be seen because they were inside the consciousness of the little baby girl. So, a champion Janzo, father, walks into the forest. He's very loyal. He has absolutely crazy respect for women and women's rights. He will not lay a hand towards a female of any species. All women are worshipped beyond anything else.
So he's a devotee of Callisto. then.
Jan's gonna be a pain. Well, she spent many years studying illusionary magic. And, well, she's pretty bad at it because she's been stuck inside an 8-year-old girl for many years. But, you know, she's an illusionary wizard. She
Bit out of
enjoys
practice.
her fun. Fidget, having to fend for herself in the forest all alone with literally nothing, is an absolute proper version of a wild child barbarian with no language skills, no new communication skills, and pretty much just runs around and acts like a crazy wild animal.
Okay.
Do you wear like a badge so we know who's
Yeah.
No.
Who's coming? We don't know.
I believe it's the
Hello, my
tone.
name is.
I have managed the chaotic to low with Martin's influences. But no, you don't actually know.
Would
who
anyone
I am.
really trust me if they're influencers?
No. Really, no.
So if I have to
Manage
re-roll, I have
chaotic
to re-roll.
to
Sorry,
I'm
but
saying,
no.
but,
It's pretty simple. Like,
I've known you for
Hair
4
down, it's the
campaigns
kid.
now. No.
Yeah.
Black
Yes.
is the mother.
Yeah. Weapon out is the kid.
White
Yeah.
ponytail is the father.
All right. So yeah, we'll get.
no, that's him making that up.
Oh,
I'm doing
okay.
lies.
Okay.
No, because
We're
they're
gonna have to
all
work this shit
they're all
out.
inside an 8-year-old
Is
gnome,
it-
so they're about.
Hey, you gnome! Gnome! Oh my god, gnome!
Yeah, so
So one of the personalities is a gnome barbarian.
They're all
Yes.
gnomes.
they're all the same personality. They're all stuck inside the same child.
Yeah, but there's a gnome champion. All right,
A gnome 8-year-old champion
gnome 8-year-old
with the
champion.
intelligence of around a 4-year-old.
Wow.
And wizard with an 8-year-old gnome, yeah, and a barbarian who's an 8-year-old gnome. I figured if they were 8 years old, Martin would feel bad about playing my character.
That's not gonna work. It's not. It won't save you.
That's not how it works. That's so not
But
how
that's
it works.
okay. He can pick one of the 3 to survive.
Yeah.
Well, look at it this way. I've had people say, "I wish you killed my character instead," and many things I've done to people. I'm more than happy to keep people alive.
Oh god.
We've all done it.
Like you did with my partner.
Yep, that's the check.
We'll keep her alive. We'll just change her from ranger to
I'm
cleric.
really good now. Something touching.
Without any stat changes.
Just touch it.
Yeah,
Just
so
like
M-
Harry used to stick.
Oh.
I'm in the D&D campaign on the Alternating Fridays. Got killed by a basically a mimic.
No, a roper.
Roper. That was illusioned as a dead fish. So she tried to stab the fish as a ranger. So she went, oh cool, something I can easily kill. Stabbed it, turned into the roper, killed her out.
The amusing thing was the roper was a stalagmite right next to this flapping fish.
Yep.
It had pulled this fish up and dropped it there, trying to get
Bait.
adventurers, and the bait worked.
yeah,
so
like
they
a-
jumped her over and went stab, and then it went munch and killed her.
Yeah.
One
She
bite.
killed her completely outright.
Yeah.
Hey, Lila.
So as she was
This-
watching her go, she decided to go from ranger to cleric.
So the god said to the character, "What are you willing to do to go back and keep fighting?" She says, "Well, I'm willing to give up my pride." So basically, took ranger, made her cleric, but made no other changes.
Yeah.
So it really hurt her pride because she was no longer good at being a ranger and not good at being a cleric.
Wow.
Yep.
So it was exactly what she asked for.
Yep.
So it's always be careful what you ask for.
Careful what
You
you
may
ask for.
just get it.
Yeah.
All right.
So
So
you are in the Pathfinder Society complex. You have not actually explored Epsilon yet. You have not been allowed out because you're aspirant Pathfinders. You are the minions of the Pathfinder Society. And you have your minion leader up here, which is Janira. She's a halfling bard. She has basically doing her time as a probationary member of the society by looking on the screen here.
She's an NPC.
NPC.
there's no picture there.
There's no picture there.
Sorry. I apologize. The book picture is there.
The book picture is there.
Yeah, the book's there.
Okay, so
Sorry.
I will remove that one because I forgot that one was there.
They're extra gooey.
There we go. That should be better now.
Right.
That's better.
There she is. So considering I was only seeing it up there because I forgot I hadn't switched screens,
No
We
worries.
can take her. Let's get.
Oh, well, wait.
and she's been the one that's been getting you out of trouble.
Getting us out of trouble.
Yeah.
Dude, I'm in no
So she
trouble.
actually seems to give a tool about us.
Well, if you don't make it to the point of selecting a thing, she's the one who gets blamed.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
So she sort of likes and dislikes you at the same time.
She
Yes.
meant
This
to
is an
have
awkward
puppet feet.
relationship.
Is that...
Yeah.
She has to get
She-
us selected. Good luck.
Well, she doesn't.
I
she
love
has
how
to-
she's not wearing shoes.
She just has to get you to the point of selection. She doesn't
Halflings.
actually have to get you selected.
Halflings, man.
It's a half
And I believe Stefan dropped his character
character
sheet.
the rest of the
Yeah.
body.
That's
It's a halfling
that's
thing.
Bilbo's other half. Badass with a crossbow.
Yes, and she is a bard.
Sorry about that. That's all good.
You're not alone anymore.
3 foot bard. 3 foot bard. I don't know what else to tell you.
You're not a
She's a
rich
girl.
now.
You're a guy. it's a match made in Bardic College.
Yeah, a
She's the
1.5.
competition.
Yeah. 1.5 baht.
Yes, no, but you don't understand. Every
Yeah, what-
rom-com is
hang-
a competition
hang on,
turned
sorry.
into love fest.
Yeah, what's the competition? We know the stereotypes. Don't think being an orc is a 3-foot goblin orc is going to save you from the stereotypes. We know what twisted half-breeds are going to come out of that.
That'd be amazing.
If we're going to go down that road, I roll seduce.
You want to try to seduce her?
Oh god.
Sure. Give me.
Not immediately.
We've been
Not
there
even-
First roll
It's
for
gonna
the
work.
pain,
we've
come on,
been
do
there for
it.
how long? It's going to
3
have
years.
to have happened. Yeah, over 3 years. Oh my god.
Let's
it's gonna
assume
have to
you
have
let's
happened.
assume you try to seduce her, and let's see how well your seduction
Yeah,
went.
you're
First
Leonard,
roll the
she's
campaign,
Penny.
let's
Work
do it,
out.
come on.
Yeah, natural 20, come on.
Here, use my dice. They're
What
better.
is seduce?
Yeah, you don't have
Bluff or diplomacy? Deception or diplomacy?
I would go with deception.
Yeah.
Eh.
No,
Yeah.
really.
It's
This
got
is
my luck
6
on it,
inches.
you're
Or is he,
Sure, it's not
or is he going to
diplomacy.
give her a drink?
Bad.
That's pretty good
Is
for a
he-
dice that he rolled.
Is he going to give him 12
If you gave
inches
him
in
mine,
4
make sure he had the
installments?
extra one.
Yeah, no, it's quite a lot.
Okay, so which character was helping you?
So you got no deception.
I didn't take deception.
You're a bard who didn't take deception.
So which character?
And-
Which
and-
other character is
it's an
helping you?
honest bard.
Can we help you?
Which other player? Which other character is
I
helping you?
help you.
Which one of you?
We haven't got to me yet, so I'm not going to help you.
I think you helping would be a little creepy.
You are getting no.
Yeah, it'd just be
You are getting
yeah,
no
negative.
help from me about this.
Yeah.
You're trying to seduce a superior officer. This is not how we do things.
So pick a player, and how they help you is up to them.
Shit, damn it. If you don't want to help.
Then
Something's completely-
you can simply say I'm helping by not helping. My character walks out, and that's what happened. Is
Well,
he got
we can roll it
you to
if I
help,
get
and you
far.
basically left him hanging.
No, I'm cool with that.
High five, bro.
Mr. Sharp is helping.
So
Hey, Sharpie.
so somehow you got roped in.
I actually do have deception.
So
No,
did you
listen
promise
to what he
that?
said?
Yeah,
So
I heard.
did you actually promise that you were going to help him and then walked off?
No, there is
Oh, no,
absolutely
he
no
would break the
way.
promise.
Hang on. So you say I'm helping. We'll go. I'm going to help. You're asking.
I'm kind of just
Explain
assuming.
this.
I'm talking to
You like
you,
be
and
my
we're
wingman?
walking around.
So his
and
belief
we've walked
is
up to her, and I've started hitting on her, and you
You're a
respond.
wingman. You're the wingman.
I go, this would work if it wasn't him.
Bad wingman.
Okay.
That would be the physical pick the kid up and remove him from the area
Oh, he is 3 foot
before
tall.
we're both on latrine duty.
Okay, so from that happened in the first year. So from then on, every time you kept coming into a thing where De Niro was assigning quests to something, Zach was always assigned as his boss.
For the record, I will always make the faces like that at the table because I have no poker face. This guy's maxed skill is deception. He is a stony, poker-faced, disciplined soldier, alright? So it's like, yes sir, no sir.
Inside you might
Inside, curse you!
You know, my friend. And he goes to put his arms over his shoulders, but really just hugging
you're really
me.
hugging my knee, yeah, okay?
This
Guess
could all work
my
out
friend.
better if you just go and sleep with the fucking
Okay, so after 3 years of being completely blocked by your friend,
Wait, how would that work? Wait. Oh, they're both gnomes, never mind. It's
Yeah,
the
they're
same-
no,
same
they're
one.
Halfling
No,
and
don't worry.
3 foot.
halfling, half
I was
breed,
thinking I was thinking she was human. How would that work?
yeah,
I have magic.
yeah, we.
You need a lot. Hey, I'm illusionary. I could help.
okay, so
But no, see, here's the other thing. If you're serious enough about it, I'm sure you will sneak out of the barracks at some stage and do it without my help.
No, I think the whole thing there was that I've tried, and she just remembers that I got picked up and hauled off by that wanker in the hat.
Totally plausible.
so there are current rumors going around about her not wanting to get involved in a love triangle.
Yep, buy that too.
Fair enough.
There's things you don't know about me.
Oh, I don't know. I think that things become pretty clear pretty fast.
Okay, so after you've been through 3 years of training and had these constant jokes about being a little short and stuff like that,
Mm-hmm.
you got quite a few short people.
Something else.
Well, hang on. So gnome,
Short stack.
short stack,
Yeah.
humanoid, humanoid,
No, no.
human,
Unhuman.
Elven.
elf.
Small elf.
Yeah.
Short stack.
Still short.
I hate to break it to you, but elves count as humanoid.
What do you think I am?
Well, my reality's been broken, hasn't it?
I'm just a very small.
Yeah, well, we had too much magic, so I turned my druid into a barbarian. But now I really wanted an all-short party, so I was
Well, you
gunning
were
for
tiny.
short.
I'm actually just a little bit like, where the hell's
Yeah.
dwarven fighter?
What's your
That's what I was thinking out to have you do. I'm like, hang on, so you're telling me
I want the dwarven,
you're
but
telling
I
me
want to have to all be
the
the same
full
race.
strength fighter in the
One
group
one's an elf,
is the
something like that,
gnome.
Yeah.
Well, we are
I am
currently,
the barbarian.
we are currently
no!
missing
With
2
an
characters,
wild
but they won't be
child.
listed until they actually make a session.
Yep.
I'm smaller than you though.
Okay, so
Yeah,
you
you
have
Yeah, we all
Daenerys
have the same
come to
plan.
each of you saying you're being requested for a meeting with the venture captain,
Uh-oh.
Who?
the guy in charge of the
The
place.
guy who spent 3 years learning is in charge.
He's gonna go tell us to do something we don't want to do.
I want to see you rock up to this meeting and go, who are you?
I don't invent
I don't
it.
know.
Oh,
who
I
you
could
are.
do that because I don't have.
His
memories of
name
my people.
is Ambrose Balson.
He's the big boss.
What's his last name?
Valsin.
We're supposed to know who he is, right?
You do
Oh,
know
yeah.
who
We
he
do
is.
know who he is.
If he gets annoyed with anyone, they can be booted from society on a whim.
Don't flirt with it.
Society or the society.
The
How
society.
do we
yeah.
annoy him?
Because he's the one who's the final arbiter on what happens
Whether
with the
you join or
society.
not.
No, with the society as a whole.
Mm.
And 3 of us shouldn't turn up to him in a trench coat.
Standing on each other's shoulders.
Actually, trench coats for the short asses. It's amazing. I love it.
No, just one
There.
face.
There is actually a D&D monster, 3 dwarves in a trench coat.
I know, it's alright.
See, we're done.
Shotgun
Mine
being
was
head.
Where-
And he does look as thin as he looks on there. As you all walk into the room.
Mhm.
Oh.
Are we allowed to dress in our clothes, or are we stuck
Needs
in
a
the
cookie.
like Pathfinder trainee,
Well, you have whatever clothes you've got.
like our inventory clothes,
Yes.
or
You've been wearing your inventory clothes the whole time.
for
Something.
3 years?
Yes.
Okay.
Please wear clothes when
Custom
interacting with
made.
this guy.
Yeah. Hey, look, if we're allowed to wear our own clothes, I just thought we were stuck in like Pathfinder trainee mudflinging uniform.
The main difference between a aspirant and a trainee is the trainee gets a wayfinder.
Okay. Away fine.
Yep.
Cool. All right. So we're off to see the boss,
Yep.
the wonderful boss of the Pathfinders.
So, Mr. Verlaine, what do you have for us today?
He says, I'm waiting till everyone gets here. He gestures to some seats.
I take a chair.
Well, it'd be helpful if you...
No, seriously.
It won't really fit in your backpack.
Like
who is-
standing behind him, just
Who is the thief of the game?
Yeah, while he does
Who's
that,
I don't think we
let's
have
cast
one.
Chill Touch
Yeah, we
into
do.
here.
Do we?
You chill your own... You chill yourself?
Do we?
no, you're doing the touch, like
Is
chill
it like-
touch on me.
Chill
Is
Touch.
it like Em's
but
character?
I use my face
Maybe.
to touch
I'm
his heart.
certainly not.
Mm.
Pretty sure there's still an attack roll for
Or
chill
is it
touch.
Paul? I think
But either way,
one of the
I
two
get the
might
message.
I have-
hope
Yeah,
you
let's
do
go
too.
before you finish the spell, because it does take 2 actions to cast it.
But either way, I get the message, but I hope he does too.
Okay, so you all sit down and wait for everyone else to arrive. Who's the last one to
Oh, I
arrive?
was say, should I roll for who I am at this stage?
Yep,
Would that be good?
that would be good.
Okay, so I made a
Unless-
decision.
So you
You're
don't get to
odd.
choose.
Go.
So you're the dad and I'm the mum because
Okay.
Fidget
Go
can't
D6.
hear because apparently we need to learn to communicate in this
Go
episode.
D6.
Oh,
So-
it's odd or even, whichever dice you roll.
Odd is Guy and even.
Male
We
being
have
odd.
odd. So
So-
Janzo is in today.
Janjo the champion?
Janzo, the woman-loving champion.
When you say woman loving,
Well, as in
He loves
woman
older women.
respect.
woman pedestal,
Oh
like,
my god, it's got,
chivalry.
you'd
Yes.
think, but that's what I'm saying. It's on a there's your chivalry. There's Janzo.
Yeah.
Oh, I can't even look a woman in the eye. I might offend her.
And who are we today?
Regenzo.
You walk into the room.
Oh!
Okay, so who's the last character to walk in?
Probably the wizard.
It's not.
Well, I'm not a wizard, I'm a champion now.
You're the
Anyway,
last one to walk in?
Is it
Okay.
a female? Because if it's a female, I would definitely not be late, otherwise it's okay. He's not a female.
I'm literally going as a reckless wizard right now.
Okay, so
Yeah.
you're the last one to walk in. Why are you late and who caused it?
Why am I late and who's caused it? I blame the pig. I kind of got stuck behind it. The what?
Blame the what?
The pig.
The pig out in the stables.
Do you have deception?
Okay, give me a deception roll.
I don't have deception. This is very bad.
That's okay, don't worry. He only gets to add something like 15 to the roll.
Ah, crap. I get 3.
He just looks at you, pulls out a notepad and says, "Oh, so you're Parry, aren't you?" And writes something down.
Yeah.
And closes the notepad.
Yeah.
Oops.
Pig duty for you.
Eh.
Mucking the pig pen.
Oh, if only
So,
it was that
could
nice.
you have thought of something a little better?
Got stuck behind a
He pulls out his notepad again and flicks through previous pages. No, he can't. Closes it and puts it back again.
I can probably tell you that most of those pages in there are probably about me.
He says, welcome. Now listen up. I know you are new recruits, and you're eager to make a name for yourselves and actually get out into the world.
Out of character. We've been here for 3 years.
Yes.
In character, I feel like 3 years is less than you.
You're still new, you're shiny. You haven't been out into the world yet.
You're still 3 foot tall.
But considering you
Yeah.
are a goblinoid race, that might be a big chunk of your lifetime spent in study. Lucky you weren't a goblin because it might have been middle-aged before you left.
I don't know, you're all no, I'm like 2 years old.
Yes, but before you can actually advance and be a member of the society, or we show you the door, whichever's more convenient, we have a couple of tests for you. To make sure you don't get yourself killed on your first mission, or your second mission, or so on. I'm sure it's bound to happen eventually to some of you, looking at the wizard in particular.
When does it become
But
acceptable for us to die on mission?
what was that?
When does it become acceptable for us to die on mission?
When you fail.
I'd say when Martin gets tired of saying,
It depends on whether you succeeded or not.
When you cost more than you produce.
Aha. Isn't that now?
Not yet. You haven't been sent on a mission. But if you'd like to be it now, I can arrange for something to happen on the first mission.
I think I'm good.
You think you're good?
Mr. Sharp might disagree.
He gets out his notebook.
That's awesome.
Okay, so he says something specific for quest. Okay.
Uh-oh.
So I have a small number of assignments I'd like you and your team, because you are a team. No matter how much you dislike each other or like each other, you're stuck with each other. You either succeed or fail as a team.
Oh dear.
I, for one, think we'll do perfectly fine.
And then he stops and looks at the wizard again.
I for one think you're delirious.
Drunk.
Jen
Say
is
drunk
still
drunk.
trying to figure out what's happened in the last weeks.
And he
He's
continues.
gaining consciousness.
Every day we get some doe-eyed hopeful or some snivelling bootlicker willing to do anything to join with the Pathfinders.
Hi.
Case in point, he says. Most of them are good kids, but not all of them have the salt it would take to live in a world like this. It's rough out there, and I'm not talking about ruins, tombs, and wilderness Pathfinders find themselves in on missions. We've got people who look down their noses at us, folks who think we squander our resources, and agents who want to take everything we have collected. This wealth of knowledge and the items of the law make us the most powerful organization in the world. That said, since we are fractured and widespread, it's difficult for that power to lie on anything for too long. For every friend of the society, there are 2 enemies. Your first mission, to test your mettle and loyalties, sends you to meet a few people important to the society living here in Absalon. These are other venture captains or close allies of our organization, so follow their orders as you would mine. I've prepared a list of things I want you to do. They're not arranged in any particular order of importance, but I want them all completed as quickly as possible. Only report to me once you have completed them all. Included, yes. He goes, considering it worked so well last time, I'm going to read them out to you. And see how well you are at actually paying attention to what I ask you to do.
Hang on.
It went so well last time.
Quest pulls out a notebook and a pen.
I'm still looking for the text option.
You can skip the text if you like. It's just a skip button here, and then you just walk out, and then assume you know what you're doing.
No.
You can do that for the entire party if you wish.
No. I'll find it. Oh, I found it. It's okay. I'm taking notes. Notes are being taken.
Okay.
Janzo's paying
Step
attention.
1. A man named Goril Corella, who you should know.
So Corel developer.
Sorry, I didn't get that over the career develop. What?
A man named Goril Corella runs a curio shop in the docks called the Pickled Imp. Go to him and fulfill his request as a favour to the society. I believe it has something to do with a set of rare books. So that is step 1. Step 2. Olistra Zandrin requested aid and is expecting you at the Temple of the Shining Star in the Ascendant Court. She needs someone to deliver a parcel of medicine and curatives to a needy orphanage and verify the character of the recipient.
Who is that?
That is Olistra Zandrin. Olistra Zadrian. I'm terrible at pronouncing things.
Oh,
That was
my.
delivery
what?
verify recipient.
I'm terrible at pronouncing things.
Sorry, where is she?
She
She's
is
at
at the Temple
Shining
of the
Star.
Shining Star, the Cathedral to Sarenrae, goddess of light and healing.
Yeah, my autocorrect doesn't like your words. Pickled Imp? Was that the first?
The Pickled Imp is
It
the
was
first place you
pickled.
go
Okay,
to.
it all corrected, and I want to make sure I got that right.
The third place you need to go to is visit the offices of the Aspirant nobleman Drummit Sahir in the Wise Quarter. The Pathfinder Society needs to obtain permission to delve the Sahir ancestral vaults beneath Sothis. He has
What,
made
sorry?
a verb. What was that?
Beneath what, sorry?
Sothis. Sothis.
S-O-T-H.
Is.
Okay.
I got officers moving at Wise Quarter to do stuff.
He has made a verbal agreement,
Oh, verbal agreement.
and your visit makes it official.
Oh, so we should care about that.
You will receive an official charter and detailed maps. Do not embarrass the society in this matter.
Charter and maps.
Don't embarrass.
Perfect time for the barbarian child to arrive.
I know, right? I was thinking, I was like, we don't want to go that day.
And the last one to do today.
Oh, today?
Today.
Wow!
You have one day to do all these tasks.
Oh, well, I'm only meant to come out once a day.
Is the Chalice Paracountess Zata Drelene. But she possesses an item loaned from the vaults. Meet with her in her estate in the Ivy District and retrieve the item in her possession.
What district was that again?
The Ivy District.
IVD.
Yep,
That?
IVY.
IVY district.
To retrieve.
I don't know, anyone has taken this much
What is the
information
item?
so fast.
She'll tell you.
Yeah.
And we should just immediately trust what she has to tell us.
Each of these people that you're meeting are speaking with my voice.
Very well.
That's what I stated earlier.
Yes, but it never hurts to have it.
Reiterate.
So, Grilled Corella, shop, pickled imp, do task.
Makes society
Orphanage,
happy.
Olister, Sardine Temple, and the Shining Star.
Deliver package. Officers are somewhat Wise Quarter to do stuff. It's a verbal agreement. It's official. We have to receive it and stuff,
That's
and don't embarrass.
Aspirant Samir, Vault's official visit. We need to get the charter from maps. I didn't get the last one. Somebody else get the last one?
Meet with some and meet with someone and retrieve item from the Ivy District.
In the Ivy District to retrieve their item.
Yeah.
Does that sound about right?
He says it sounds close enough. I'm sure you'll succeed well.
Yeah, Fine.
He hands the note to what's her name again? Janira.
Halfling.
Yeah, the halfling.
Yep.
And she'll escort you out of the complex and let you back in at the end of the day.
So the note. So that's the note. The list of tasks.
Quest tries and draws everyone together and says, "Anyone know how to pickpocket?"
No.
Janira holds up her hand.
Yeah.
Religion.
She have a rank.
Yes, she's trainee.
Training. Training engineer. May we hold the note with our list of tasks for the day?
No. But I can read it to you at any point, she says.
Are you accompanying us?
Part of the way.
Part of the way, okay.
My job is to observe, report, and have fun.
Okay.
And I respect that.
Alright, discuss.
As
I'll be back in a minute.
strong woman.
So,
Strong integrity.
I asked Janira, alright, and I get my notebook out. I say, alright, so we'll read it again at our convenience.
Yep.
Please, read it out again.
Okay, she goes.
Can we just assume?
Just goes through it all through with you and says, if you need to ask her, you can ask her, and she'll give it to you word for word.
And that's... I'm noting it down. Word for word.
Who's got thievery? Cool. While he's distracting her, go fetch.
From her hands while she's reading it?
That would be wrong.
Hands really hard.
How
And-
can you expect a woman like that?
But
What
either way,
are you
seriously,
doing?
like, I just get the word. I take like 5 minutes. I get the word for word copy.
And then she folds it up and puts it in her journal and puts that in her pocket.
Now you can steal it if you really wanna.
Do it.
So while he's doing that,
So she says, she looks at you and so, are you ready to go? Because, well, it didn't go so well last group.
Does everybody have what they need?
Yeah, I'm
Sorry,
just
I'll send you
cute.
a message on Facebook if that's okay.
Okay, let's see.
I'll be however long it takes to
Okay.
get to the barracks and back.
If you need
I'm just
anything,
gonna
let
go
me know.
grab some of my stuff.
Okay, so...
Because I don't walk around the Pathfinder Society with my weapons. It's not normally what's required when you're a trainee and you have to do like sweeping.
so what are you getting from the barracks?
All his gear.
My stuff. I don't walk around the trainee grounds with weapons.
Do you expect we're going to... This is all in the city, right?
It is in the city.
Do you expect we're going to need our weapons in the city?
Yes.
Okay.
Better to have them and not need them than need
I
them and not have
basically
them.
have a giant.
I like running.
That's all.
Janira actually points
Yeah.
out to you that the Pathfinder Society is not well lined.
Even in its capital city.
Do we
I don't know, I feel
look
like that's
like Pathfinder Society?
You're coming from the Society,
We head out
and
the great big
you'll be
giant
walking
gates of
out
society.
the only entrance to the rest of the city.
Whose idea was it to not create a city?
Wow.
Surely within 3 years we know of a different exit. Let's publish
You've not
Just-
actually made it out.
If you ever actually roll a decent perception check, you'll actually find that Mr. Sharp comes back. He's actually wearing the Pathfinder insignia on his jacket. And on the other side, there's some religious iconography.
On your iPad, yeah.
Perception?
Oh wait, did you roll?
I did roll.
He's like
Oh, you got
Pathfinder and
10.
I
proud.
got 15%. I got 15 on perception.
Yeah, you do notice it.
Yeah.
Did you get rid of that?
And you also you're not sure which is pointing to, the Pathfinder Society or your religious
Yeah, it's
doctrine.
like, choose wisely. What?
You do recognize the religious doctrine as well.
What's the religious doctrine?
Do you have knowledge of religion?
It has been instructed in all
I've
the
got
main
bardic
religions.
knowledge.
Okay.
I have knowledge
They
of
say
religion.
it.
I have religion.
So you want the fun bit?
Sure, why not?
Okay. A devout follower of Callistria, goddess of secrecy, trickery, revenge, and lust.
What do you mean choose wisely? All I can see on you is that Pathfinder Society thing.
How's your deception?
What deception? I can see.
Can I roll performance?
Sure. Give me a performance roll.
What do you mean?
Oh, God.
Janira is getting out a notebook at this stage.
Yeah.
Can I talk to Janira saying, even though
Now,
yes, I
is deception opposed?
She says because it's a nuisance.
Rolled well.
Fair
Uh,
enough.
Get that one
19 plus
It's a good performance.
7. It's 26.
Is it opposed or
Would you like to oppose?
Keep that one aside.
Yeah.
You
Oppose.
managed to do well on it.
it's a critical success.
Okay,
I got
so
15 on perception.
he has convinced. He is very convincing that you shouldn't be wearing the Pathfinder logo outside the bounds of the wall. But it's completely up to you how you do with it. But you are convinced that
Actually,
he's
no,
got a point.
That convinces me that he was asking me to take off the Pathfinder one,
Yes.
not the religious one.
Yes. And the reason and his reasonings for it is convincing, but you don't have to follow through.
So,
Specifically that I don't know what else you would choose
yeah,
either.
that's right. You can feel free to keep your distance.
Okay, so more notes taken.
So,
Is it snap of the book? So we're ready now.
Yeah.
who wants to
So,
start?
so we're not familiar with. We've never been outside Absalom.
We know.
right?
That's why I'm leading you. Where do you want to go first?
Well,
You get to pick. You have 4 locations.
Understood.
What are the
Um,
oh, those four.
I would like to go to the Pathfinder map room and get a map of Absalom.
Okay, that's actually in the player book I gave you.
It is?
Yeah.
Cool. Alright, so we're familiar enough that we could actually find the Dock Quarter, Temple of the Shining Star, the Wise Quarter, and the Ivy District.
You know the districts, but you wouldn't be able to find anything specific in there because they're not pointed out anywhere on there.
And the notes don't specify.
You've been given a guide.
We've been her as a guide. Okay. And
Which is why she has the note.
hey,
Which is why she has the note.
okay. And you're familiar with all the places where
Yep. I've been there before.
with the last group that didn't go through.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we just go 1, 2, 3, 4. And
Well, if we're to do this in an order, he just looks at this logically. He chooses the one that gives us a nice roundabout one and stops us going.
but we could
We wanna
see
do
more of
this
the town.
as-
if we don't
Okay,
go-
you are in the
Or do we
you are
like
in the
split the
Ascendant
party
Court.
and-
So if the Ascendant Court is in the center, to the south is the docks. The temple is in the Ascendant Court area as well. The Ivy districts are off to the side, and I'm not exactly sure where the last one is.
But
Makes
either
sense to
way,
start with the temple.
yeah. But either yeah, I just want to do it so it's a like a left to right or a right to left or north to south, whatever way the map we go. So it's not we do this one, and then have to head all the way back across town to do that.
Well,
But the
see,
problem
what-
is your
what-
starting points are in 4 different locations.
Yeah.
Each one may require you to travel to more than one.
Yeah, so it's like we've got to start
Oh, right, I
with
see.
what's going to be the.
She said
What's
you've got
the
to
target
activate
for
each of your quest markers first before you can move on. She
So
said.
one seems fast.
You're saying
Deliver, was it deliver people
One of them
in?
starts here.
Hey.
Deliver people.
Well, you've already received your quest markers from here.
Well, in which case, let's start with the closest one, right?
Yes.
Okay. So you wish to see the paladin.
Sure.
So is that's Temple of the Shining Star? I'm
Yes, it
assuming that's
is.
where the paladin's
I don't know,
living.
I have very bad notes.
Of which is probably like.
Elistra Zadrian. Paladin of Sarenrae.
Which
Yes.
task is
What,
this?
not the Demon Lord Hank?
And leader of the Silver Crusade.
I'm actually trained in religion, so can I, over the course of 3 years of knowing these people, can I get some indications as to what I know about the deities they worship?
So, has anyone actually had a religious discussion at this point? You can say yes, and if you do,
I would
I'm
have.
trained in it. so
Yes,
I'm
I
trained in
definitely would
religion
have.
as well.
what would you have discussed religion?
Probably.
Yes.
So, who does your
Yeah.
character believe in?
Janzo
Does your
would
character
have.
believe in any gods?
No, I wouldn't have any religious discussion.
Okay, you've got someone who doesn't want to deal with gods.
That's fine.
You've got
Aristotle.
the someone who says Aristotle is on a pedestal. And then you've got someone who comes up with a name you've never heard of before.
Never heard of the god of man.
The god of man technically died and
Yeah, I
has
was
been
gonna say,
replaced.
wasn't that Aradin?
Aradin, and
He's
now
dead
it's
now?
Iamadi,
Okay.
the goddess of man.
So hang on. So the new god of man. Well, they do have short lifespans.
Just placeholders.
Yeah, just placeholders. It's a hereditary title.
And you explain your religion to everyone?
No.
Okay.
She's the goddess of secrets. What?
Sure he knows that Blaine.
And how about our little goblinoid friend?
I believe the gods exist. In fact, I know they do. I don't worship one specifically. I just
That's
hope
why.
that
Very
I don't
agnostic.
piss any of them off
You're an
No.
agnostic.
No, I know they exist. I just hope I don't piss any of them
Okay,
off.
you're an enlightened agnostic.
Yeah. Oh, sorry, point of note there, you're like, he was probably lying. You have never caught him lying.
So, Janzo is the only one who
Caught,
worships
then you have to do
anyone,
caught.
and he's present right now,
Mhm.
so that's nice. So it's Imade or
Imede, or however you like to say it, because however you say it is correct. Even if I say it differently.
We worship that chick.
Right.
Guy.
The
Well
guy.
done.
No! It's a chick! Of
Iomade.
course it's a chick!
Iomade is a chick.
Settle down.
He's
Worship.
very intense.
Worship.
Yeah, he's very intense on his woman rights, alright? It's a woman! She deserves to be respected and received as one. She's not a god, she's a woman.
I should note that I donate well to all the churches,
Yep.
or I would if I had money.
Okay, that's understandable.
The intent is there.
The
even if
intent
the
is
mouth-
There are no shrines on campus.
Very true.
There are no shrines on campus.
No, they've intentionally kept the worship.
Intentionally agnostic.
Yeah. And so the Pathfinders go elsewhere to worship, leaving the minions to stay inside and have to wait.
They haven't worshipped their gods in 3 years properly.
You,
No.
you can pray without going to church.
Not at church,
I do.
Properly.
I've worshipped my god.
but not at a church.
At the moment, my god does not require a church.
Ooh.
Okay, so
You worship your god through
the Temple of the Shining Star is one of the prettiest buildings in the city. It is a cathedral. It is lots of glass, lots of glitter, lots of shine, lots of pretty.
Shiny.
Shine cam.
And some would say probably very little actual, matter behind that, but that depends on who you talk to.
I'm not judging.
I look at the crafting of the cathedral and I adore it.
Yes, it is one of the beloved centers of the world. Especially considering this is one of the few places in the world anyone can come for healing.
Oh, really?
Anyone could what, sorry?
Anyone can come here for healing.
Alright.
They have a policy of not turning away someone just because
So
they
you'd
can't
have
make
a lot of the poor and destitute, like with disease and plague and stuff coming through.
But they do have a side entrance for the
No,
healing.
no, I'm not. Again, I'm not judging. I think that's perfectly valid.
I love proper prayer.
Yep. You do hear a chuckle in the back of your mind.
You know what?
Yeah, it's actually more of a growl, more like a tiger. But
Okay, so as you walk up the grand staircase outside, past the marble columns with gold inlay, the first thing that comes to mind is spared no expense, almost like the Jurassic Park saying that kept going and going and going. As you're walking past all this, wealth on display.
Welcome to Jurassic.
we find an acolyte and
Yes.
ask for Alistria Zadran.
Okay, they point and say she's at the altar in prayer.
Okay.
Sure not.
Go to the altar.
How about we wait for her to finish
Yeah.
prayer?
Oh,
She's
well,
expecting you,
Well, yeah. Well,
the
we'll,
acolyte says.
we'll go
I
regardless.
understand that, but let's.
She was expecting you about 10 minutes ago.
When did she start praying?
Hang on.
10 minutes ago.
I'd
Show up.
hate to think that we chose somewhere else to go first.
Yeah. That would be a bad thing, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
She was promised someone urgently.
Someone.
A group of people to help her. So are you not that group of people?
How long ago did she start praying?
10 minutes
I
ago,
never
she
asked.
showed up.
What do you mean you didn't ask?
She's expecting us, alright?
Do you just not pay attention to your elders?
I'm not in. He just starts melting down in front of you and starts bursting into tears.
You know what?
You have fun
You
making
should
that
be
like
ashamed
cry.
of yourself.
Okay, fair enough. We're going to keep on walking.
Once we're done, you may go and ask how.
She rips off her holy symbol, throws on the ground, and runs out screaming.
Oh!
You're a bastard. That's an extreme reaction.
You are a bully.
Okay.
Bully.
That wasn't the intended result, but free holy symbol.
No, oh no.
I'll return it. Don't worry. It's not to her.
Yeah, talk
To
to
that
pawn
one.
shop.
No, I'm gonna get some renown. Here. I found your lost holy symbol.
Oh, wow.
How's that deception skill again? I have a feeling you may have misspec'd your your skill set here.
I don't know what the character's going to do until I start playing the characters.
Okay.
Just placeholders.
So you walk in and you find someone in full plate armor, kneeling in front of the altar with a great sword in front of her, slightly vibrating at your presence.
Yeah, don't piss her off.
Don't piss off any of the people who come to see.
And she sort of stops what she's saying, pulls off her helm and puts it on the altar. She looks like she's ready to go out in the battle and kill things. Has that sort of look on her face.
Okay.
The acolyte.
I respect the looks. Always ready.
And she says, "So, has my niece greeted you warmly?"
Honestly, hang on. We've got about a good 2 or 3 minutes before you catch up. Alright? So let's just make one thing real clear there.
It was her first day greeting guests.
She was very warm and very welcoming.
Okay, well, bring her in. She should hear this.
I think she's still talking with one of our other members.
Well, go get her.
The acolyte just dropped this and ran off. I don't know why.
You intercept before that happens.
Oh, I'll walk out and I'll see, I guess, he's walking up and
Yep.
I'm like, where's the
lovely lady?
Who?
The one who... Why have you got a holy symbol in your hand?
That one just dropped it and ran off. I don't know why.
Oh,
I
gosh.
see.
Are you even able to deceive him?
Make a deception
with
roll.
this I don't know why crap.
Make a deception roll.
This is going to be the skill you roll the most today. and you've got what, a flat 0?
Hang on. Let me find out which feat that is.
So which skill allows you to see through deception?
I
Perception.
believe it is perception. Perception is the be-all and end-all of skills in Pathfinder 2.
Ah.
Okay, that's good then.
Oh, well,
Hardest one to raise too.
It's actually half easy.
Yeah, no. Which
if you're trained, it's just...
If you're trained, it is +2, plus your level, plus wisdom modifier.
And if you're not, no, deception. Oh, sorry, yeah, perception. Everyone is trained in perception. Some people are expert.
Some people are more. Yeah. So what
Yeah.
did you get?
I'm gonna wait to see what he
Okay. So Morgan, what was your deception roll?
Apparently I took the wrong muse. No. Because I was going to play the polymath, which allows you to roll performance on all social roles. But I think Paul's playing for me, because I took a Enigma. And I only rolled a 3 on my deception.
The good news is
So what did you get?
based.
Yeah, except
12.
you don't...
So it wasn't a critical failure.
So
It was just a failure.
So that's a 7.
you got a what?
12.
So you're seeing through his lie.
Okay. My character says nothing.
I don't know why she ran off.
Says, well, I guess you should come and speak with Knight Sadrian.
Okay, so you walk in, you see this fully plated person who, as soon as she sees you, she reaches behind you.
This one is
Sorry,
chasing
was there a woman of importance that ran away?
Not that we saw.
We
A
don't-
woman
we
of
don't-
some kind of importance?
Not that we
but-
saw.
No.
Not that we
We,
saw?
we,
Who
we
was
don't
she?
know that.
Sorry, I'm
we
just
got,
waiting.
we got greeted by a woman at
Yes.
the thing.
Yes?
This guy has decided to scare her off and run away.
Oh no, I chased the woman.
No,
Yeah, but we walked on.
After we had
It was
walked on.
him
Because
and her.
Oh, so we didn't see it?
Because we got told the one person we're here to talk to,
She may have
who's
said
a
that.
woman, is waiting for us. So we've started rushing off to go see
And
her.
as
While
we
he
walk-
has stayed
as we
behind
walked
conversation.
on, she's
You may have
Okay.
seen him stay behind conversation.
No, if we're going to meet another more important woman. I'd
We were definitely meeting
I
like
would-
the head,
The woman?
the
No, I would very
person.
much
Actually, so
rather-
the person that you met was kneeling in full plate armor with a great sword in front of her.
Which I was very impressed by. That's why I
She
was
stands
like,
up,
oh,
takes
hang
the
on.
helmet off, and as soon as the goblin walks in, goblinoid walks in, she reaches behind, pulls up picks up a sword which vibrates quite loudly, and you see arcs of energy come up with it. And who brought the goblin?
King Detect Magic.
Oh, good.
As I walk up,
Oh,
I step to the side and I say, if you'd like to explain, and I
What is it,
I
goblin?
distance myself effectively.
I'm an
She
orc.
says, pointing the.
I'm an orc.
An orc is worse than the goblin.
That's true. Given what culture?
She is very racist.
My character says that's very racist.
Many orcs have killed many of my family.
I'm sure they have.
As have
That doesn't mean
goblins.
all
I'm
orcs
sure
will
that
go
many of
away.
your family have killed many orcs too, but we're here talking as civilized people in a
I haven't attacked you yet.
I know, which is why we're talking as civilized people in the city.
She holds us.
The goblin brought themselves, and the goblin is an orc. How are you doing? My name is.
What are you
Wes.
doing holding my niece's holy symbol?
She threw it to the ground in sadness and frustration.
And why was she sad and frustrated?
Because I asked her how long you'd been praying, and she said she didn't know.
And then?
Then I asked her why she didn't know.
And?
And?
Did you
She-
say anything else to her?
Potentially, but I don't keep track of my conversations that well.
So you're trying to tell me you insulted my niece or scared her?
I probably scared her. I am, in fact, looking like a goblin.
Hence why I picked up a sword and asked who brought the goblin.
The goblin brought the well, no, the orc brought the goblin.
I'm so confused.
We'll just say the Pathfinder Society brought the
Yeah.
goblin.
We have been sent by Verlaine to talk to you about something you need done. Does somebody else have the quest list?
Yeah.
Mr.
No,
Shaw.
I'm just waiting for this train wreck
I
to get to a particular level.
I have just come into consciousness and I have no idea on what's
You need
going
us to
on.
perform a delivery.
However, I have a small note from my wife that says, "Aid at Temple Shining Star, deliver package."
You sit down and shut up.
I do
I'll
not
throw an
disagree.
intimidation skill there if you
You
need.
just
But either way,
this woman.
sit down and shut up.
Sit down, shut up.
My apologies for the abruptness, but we have been tasked to make a delivery on your behalf.
I do have an urgent delivery, so by the light of Sarah, you have arrived. She sighs, looking at the orc.
I feel like it was our feet, but go on.
Shush.
We would love to take your delivery.
I knew that Ambrose would come through for us in the Silver Crusade. I
Where is
desperately
the Silver
need you
Crusade?
to bring medicine to an orphanage and let me know if the headmistress, Gilda Baldwin, is deserving of our charity.
Hey, mistress. So it's a woman. Head
Gilda.
mistress.
On himself on the ground, he was an equal opportunity spiller.
Bolton.
Yep.
And where's the
More
orphanage?
on myself, I think.
I turn to Janira. Janira, are you familiar with the location of this orphanage?
I'm sure I can find it, she says. But she's actually outside at the moment, she didn't come in with you.
Okay, so I imitate her.
She pointed you to the thing and then found a little cafe to sit at and wait for the
Wait for the
fallout.
fireworks. Yeah, sure.
I ask, is there anything else we
Seriously,
can
got one drop on
do
the floor.
to aid you in anything you need right now?
You know, she says, since our quest began, the needy have clamored for our aid. That's the Silver Crusade, is her quest. Her quest is serving people, and she says, someone hit him across the back of the head, please.
Sorry, I missed
So-
half of that because of
Don't-
one right here.
Okay, so...
Oh, yes, yeah. Oh, no, I must
He
insist.
It's kind of too late.
Okay, well, I do it too. I'm sorry, I'm going to have to do
No.
it. She asked, I
Mr.
will.
Sharp throws the swing and he pratfalls the hit.
Okay, then
Okay,
I throw one too.
Let's see if you do that. Give me an initiative roll. For both of you.
Yeah, I
All three of you.
Do you want initiative based on deception or perception?
Perception.
I would have happily taken
We'll make this one a perception one.
I would, yeah, I'd give him one of these.
Roll low.
Because you're all basing on what she asked for.
Ooh, I got a 5.
What's your perception?
So my perception is +6, so that's an 8.
Yeah, I got a 5. What'd you get? What'd you get?
Mine's a 7.
Oh,
So,
you beat me.
smack! And then you pratfall after you've hit.
The good news is it's non-lethal damage because it is just my
I
hand.
just sort of swing above
An
the
unarmed
head.
strike.
Wasn't asking to hurt anyone, was just asking for...
the smack above the back of the head.
Swing and a miss on my behalf.
I applaud.
Yes, and if you haven't been paying attention to who the Silver Crusade is, I will be voting no.
Yeah, if you want the good news, I didn't use sneak attack.
Because you do realize that she is one of the faction leaders of the Pathfinder Society who gets to vote on your membership.
For which faction?
The Silver
The Silver Crusade is her faction, which is why someone asking the Silver Crusade.
It's a bad thing.
Anyway, but the location of the orphanage.
Yes,
please.
and so she wanted to finish her spiel, because
After we sucked in.
yes. She says, since our quest began, the needy have clamoured for our aid, and I suspect some are abusing our generosity. It may sound cruel, but there are plenty of dishonest people out in the world eager for easy gold. Looked at the goblinoid.
Gold isn't what I'm after, but go on.
And then looked at the wizard. I've heard about you and your pigs.
I got held up by people.
Good news travels fast.
Held up, she says, holding a pig gizzard.
Okay, we'll just say this. I found the pig adorable and I wanted to give it pats. Okay, we'll just leave it at that.
You should also stop talking.
Next time the Temple of Callistria does support alternate, affection, but we do not do that here.
She's not wrong.
So, you should know of the Silver Crusade. After discovering so many factions splintered in the society, a number of us banded together to proliferate the cause for charity and kindness.
Create another splinter faction.
Using the society's resources, it was split over a page, so hey. As it is said, the dawn brings new light, and I've made it my life's work to see that our recent darkness to bring a new light to the world and to the Pathfinder Society, to make it a better place for everyone.
Everyone except for goblins and orcs.
Depends on how they act. He hasn't really made me feel great about goblins, considering he's carrying my daughter, my niece's holy symbol. That's not really a great introduction.
Take the holy symbol away from
Well,
back to her.
you brought a goblin,
So,
and she doesn't like them.
I apologize for straying off point.
So,
Will you bring this parcel of medicine to Auntie Baldwin's house home for recovery in the Eastgate district?
Anything you wish, we shall deliver.
Sorry, where was that again?
In the Eastgate district.
East Gate District. Yeah.
Which is in the East. Fancy.
In the appropriately named.
So, and then she tosses the parcel to the goblinoid.
Oh, really? Oh, someone's
Uh-oh.
falling up too.
Doesn't
Me. Oh.
What'd you get?
Do you drop it?
Do you duck?
What am I rolling?
Reflex.
We don't know.
You drop it, don't
Dexterity, that's a 6.
you? You drop it.
Do you duck? Yes or no?
Are you rolling? No, I don't duck. I attempt to catch it.
Okay, so you catch it with your face,
And I catch it
And
from the
now we
ground.
try to.
and then it falls into your hands.
Okay,
Oh,
that's fine.
Jeez.
That wasn't necessary, but thank you.
You still got my niece's holy symbol.
Yes.
Back.
Would you like it, or would you like me to ferret her down?
I don't think I trust you with that.
Which? Dropping it or ferreting her down?
Both.
Shall I just hand it to you?
Well, you could always throw it at her.
yeah, that works.
She holds out her hand. What do? Do you throw it?
No, I walk up to her, and I present it to her. Hustling.
Give me a performance roll.
That's
Better.
It's okay, I'm allowed
Much
to.
better.
Crap.
Oh no.
No, it's in your...
We did it again.
Well,
That was a great performance.
nice
Yeah, your
roll.
performance rolls on fire.
Please mark it. And
That's
see
a 24.
if it's
You need to change your
Okay.
views so it's performance for everything. That's the only thing that's going to save you.
She looks at you, and you can't see that she can't help but laugh at it. And she goes, "Okay, I'll give you that much. You are amusing. I shall not kill you today."
Thank you, I tried.
She puts her sword away for a nice big grating noise.
Yeah, so did
Slow and
magic
grating.
actually ping anything, or
What was that?
did detect magic actually reveal anything?
Oh yeah, she's completely. You got ping. Yes, there's magic. You have no idea what is magical or where it's magical because you were level 1.
Okay.
It's like magic. Yes, there's magic.
You are blind, you guys.
No, you don't even see. It's yes or no. It's like there's magic
is
here.
real.
You don't even
It's
know
no story.
where. Just that there's magic in his range.
Really?
Yes, it is Pathfinder 2.
The level 1 cantrip.
The level 1
Anything
cantrip
heightened
is there magic?
information?
Yes, there's magic.
So when you get to like 3rd level, that's when it starts.
Oh.
It gets
That's
more.
what I was
Yeah, yeah.
At 3rd level, you get to know the school of magic.
Oh, wow.
Is there magic? Yes. What
Yes.
school is it?
Okay.
Ooh, here it is.
Yeah, so
Not even. It's
Alright.
the actual school.
So
not the type.
we try to read the room to see if we've been dismissed and like bow and take our leave.
Yep.
And
And
then,
you hear her calling out to one of her aides to go find her niece.
Yep, sure.
I hand the medicine
Yep.
off to someone.
It is 3 bulk.
Yeah, I know.
Okay. I have no bother. As I leave, as we turn to go, I give her a glare, like I just disapproving glare.
She looks at you.
You have no bulk. Like no armor, no weapons.
No weapons. Well,
Give
I have
me
dagger.
No robe. Like,
What roll would you like to
no
make?
armor at all?
Sorry?
What roll would you like to make to give her a glare?
Intimidation.
I'm assuming it has to be a social skill.
It can. It can be social. Give me a social roll.
So I'm going to give.
How would you glare athletically?
No, but it's like you know, if it was like religion and you were sort of bringing her. You know,
I give you a religious glare.
Yeah, give me a social roll. I'll do a competing social roll.
I'm going to make it intimidation.
Okay, intimidation versus her social.
It's 10 plus her will save. Is the target number.
10 plus a will save is the target number. Oh, okay.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
Oh,
How'd you go?
it's 2, 3, 5, 17.
17. Okay, you glare at her, and she just sort of looks in your direction and dismisses as if your glare was unimportant.
That's fine.
She says maybe later.
I completely ignore her.
You're still hung up on the racist bit, right?
Oh yeah, big time. My character does not like her at all.
Yep. I
Okay.
keep my mouth closed.
Okay, so Stefan.
Good. Hey, he can be taught.
Xandrin,
Yep.
and
This
basically
is
say,
all time for a roll.
I'm a believer of Aristotle, and Aristotle believes that you should care for family, and I would like your permission to help seek your niece and return her safely here.
Okay, but what is more important, the mission that you've been assigned or my niece?
Oh, can I answer? Am I allowed to answer?
This is him answering. She's asked him specifically when everyone else has walked out.
Answer.
It's so hard because this is like both against my daddy and my mission.
Hey, look, play what you need to do, dude. Absolutely, no.
The whole point of this storyline is they will ask you the hard questions and put you at
It's a test.
on basically the worst case possible.
It's a trap. It's a test. It's a trap. What do you need to do?
Trap. I want to take a trap. I can do it. I'm very rigid.
Can we hear this discussion?
You sort of hear him stop and say something on the way out.
No.
You
Yes,
you can choose to stay and listen if you wish, or continue on.
Well, we're supposed to be doing this as a team, right? So there's no point walking on without him. So I'll stay and listen.
See
But,
him
walk out.
pause and talk.
Yeah.
Yep.
I walk out with. I think we're delivering a parcel, are we not?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to go out to
Genera.
Janira, and we'll wait for the rest of the party, or I will wait for the rest of the
But
party.
I'm giving it a minute for this conversation.
I've got
I'm trying to think what to say.
I've got a
actually.
lot of things to make up for my actions right now,
Hang
so.
No, I'm putting that 20 on the perception roll and grab Mr. Sharp as we're walking out and say, pause, listen.
Yeah, I've stopped.
He was already stopped.
Yeah.
So, Stefan, how do you answer? Family or duty? She said.
Judy.
How do you choose?
I believe if you can't protect those who are worth your while, you have no right to protect them at all.
That's not the answer I'm asking for.
Then family.
Family. Okay. She pulls out a little journal and makes a note.
So
And she says, "Do what you believe you must do."
yeah, you also will drop everything to go find the girl, right?
I'll do anything
Yeah.
more.
So the short version is, both of you go find Denise,
Very much. Cool,
return
yeah.
her,
Yep.
and catch up with us at check with Janira.
She's in the cafe just outside.
Okay.
Janira is.
And
As you come outside, you find the niche just sitting having coffee with
oh,
Janira.
yeah.
Oh, there.
Two birds, one stone.
Both of them laughing their heads off.
So
That makes me a little uncertain.
So I arrived there before the rest of the group.
Mhm.
I will apologise to the niece.
Oh, she says, "Oh, no, she had fun. It was a ball just looking at the little guy's face."
We're still alive.
Very well. I think your aunt is looking for you.
Oh, she knows what was likely to happen.
Ah, very well.
Well, in that case.
So after
Okay, so
I've just
puzzle.
tried to solve this by doing the Solomon split the team to make sure we can actually get both accomplished, we're just like,
Yeah.
right.
No.
She
We're
just
a team of
looks at you
6 people. We can do 2 things at
and
once.
grins.
We are multi-skilled.
You would.
Sorry. My character has poker face. I don't. That's hilarious.
She just laughs and gets up and walks off.
Docs Captain performs like the bow.
She does a performance roll, bow of her own, which is quite impressive.
And they just turn part ways.
Yep.
She's not looking back.
You said served.
You got served.
I may have been,
Yes, you did.
I may have just been served. It's a pity she's not away.
Oh, I know you got served.
So Janira finishes her coffee and is finishing writing some notes, closes the book and says, "So, where are we off to now?"
We check the map to see if the orphanage is near anywhere we need to go.
Okay.
Because if we're being given more tasks, then we obviously need
Okay,
to
so,
evaluate where we're going.
So if you've got Ascendant Court here, because if you've got access to the PDF I sent you, it would be a lot easier, because that will show you the entire map in there.
Technically, yes.
Instead of me trying to describe it to you, because I can't
Fine.
bring it up on the screen easily.
Yeah.
You sent us that in an email, didn't you?
I did. I'm going to see if I can find the map.
That would be TDE, did you say?
Yep.
Yes, that's
Actually, I may be able to put it up there. Let's see if I can do that. It may help
that'd be
somewhat.
fun. Oh my god, look at that.
Yeah.
There is a map.
That's much
and
better.
There has stuff
Should
on
have done
it.
that earlier.
That's much better than what we need to worry about. Alright, so that was in the Ascendant, Court, which is dead
Why
centre.
did you do all this?
So where did we start from? The Pathfinder Society?
In the Ascendant Court.
So yeah, that was the closest one. Right, so we started there. And the orphanage location is in the Eastgate district, which is the next district over. Ivy district is top
The other way.
left.
Yeah,
Wise Quarter
it's just next to it.
is alright, just above us. And Docks is 2 districts
Right
south.
down.
So if we go Eastgate and deal with that, we could then either swing back to
Wise
Ascendant
Quarter,
Court to report
yeah,
back
or
Wise
wherever
Quarter
else,
Ivy,
right.
or we could head straight to the docks accordingly. 'Cause
Doesn't
we-
make much difference either way.
No. So I suggest we go deal with the medicine and then head
No, you did
Yes.
it last time.
deal with Docks and come back to Ascendant
Yeah.
Court on the way back.
I put the money
Alright,
in your account.
To Eastgate it is, to the orphanage.
Here we go, Phoenix.
Okay, so Janira says, "So, you enjoying your outing so far?"
Yes. Moving on.
It is eye-opening.
The world is eye-opening.
True.
Right,
I'm assuming this Coke is available to
Yes, that's
Yes,
for everyone.
thank you very much.
Yes.
If you happen to take it home with you, that's also acceptable.
Yep, I do not want it. Please take it.
So yeah, we're off to Eastgate, to the orphanage.
To the orphanage we go. Okay.
Woman's right! Woohoo! I thought it was perfect. We're off to save the women of the wonderful world. We're off to save the women. Hooray to win.
So I have one question for you. Do you have to pay for 3 memberships? Probably. Probably.
Oh no, I don't think she can. She can't speak or learn. She's kind of like a pain in their ass. It's like what happens when a wild pigeon gets stuck in a courtroom.
No, you don't understand.
So she probably doesn't count. The other two definitely do.
Stefan, it's actually a family membership.
No, he has a discount. He has a discount.
She's a pledge.
So, you
Make her a legacy.
after about an hour's walk through town.
If she could speak or understand, it
Yeah.
would be.
Oh no.
Well, and that's just sending court to Eastgate.
Yep.
Yep.
You find yourself in Eastgate, and it takes you another hour walking through Eastgate to get to where the orphanage is. This is the biggest city in the world.
Does it go through straight away?
Mhm.
I don't know. I can't remember looking.
Cafe?
Yep.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Nice.
And you find yourself outside Auntie Baldwin's home for recovery. And De Niro says, well, time for me to go get another coffee.
Mhm.
And
Can I get a decaf?
Mhm.
No.
she looks at you and says,
I
no.
would never ask such a disrespectful thing. Women,
So-
women aren't slaves.
We're people on a mission, so we're
Yeah.
We're Red Bull in it.
strolling
We're
through
not-
like
we're
we own
not
the
taking
place.
coffee.
So while they walk off, could you get me like a full cap?
Wow. Just
Oh.
wow.
She looks at you and says,
Wow.
no.
just
Fair enough.
Poor Shane.
But
We are seriously here to
She is not an assistant.
Technically, you've been her assistant before.
that's correct.
Well, I was going to
I wanna
say,
see where it
isn't she
goes.
our superior?
how crowded? Just so
Why-
we're
why
clear,
ask you
how
if
crowded
you
is the
get
city?
it?
Like, is it?
Very crowded.
All right.
Well, we're
You
all
are
here,
basically
so it's pretty crowded.
bumping
Shuffling
shoulder to
through.
shoulder with people as you're following her.
I got an idea. Remind me of an idea when I get out of this. We get out of this place. Cool.
Okay, nearly swarming with cats and children.
Mhm.
This fine upper-class home appears to be clean and in good condition considering the number and ages of its inhabitants. 3 young boys shoot marbles in the dirt near the side porch, and inside, strewn toys and more cats lie about on the floors. A few children take care of chores, while coughs and sneezes softly erupt from the children's dormitories upstairs.
Is there a woman who owns this home in earshot?
You don't know.
Well,
You yell out,
so, well, is it a gate to into
I
the
don't
estate, or
know.
just a door to knock on?
door's open.
Okay, well, we knock on the door, open the door, and call loudly for the headmistress.
Okay, a little kid comes up to you and goes, hello! Gives you a big hug.
Aww.
I accept the hug and say, hello, we're looking for the headmistress.
Oh,
Hi there, child.
Who's in charge?
I'm in charge.
I'm a
Awesome.
father.
Take us to your leader.
Me here. I'm in charge.
Alright. Father's gonna
While this is
start.
going on, I'm
Yep.
patting a cat.
Yep. The cat is purring away.
Hello there. What's your name?
My name? I haven't got a name yet. Can you give me a name?
I don't really get a name till the
I
fall.
think Buddy.
Buddy.
Buddy is a great name.
Am I going home with you?
You get a name till you're
I don't know.
4,
We'll
'cause
have
you
to
weren't
wait
expected
and
to live.
see. I'm only 8 years old, so I don't think I can have a baby.
Is he still hugging me, or is he hugging? Oh, he's gone over
Hugging
there.
you while talking to her.
Okay, cool. I play the
who's
giant game.
Who's the mean old lady that tells you what to do?
Looks around and goes, looks at the big person over there. Is she a mean old lady?
Is mean?
Well, he's a yeah.
Which one?
Sorry.
Points at Peter's character. Is she a mean old lady?
Oh.
Did she tell you what to do?
What?
It does say, oh.
This conversation is.
It's an 8-year-old.
While this conversation is going on, I pull out my signal
I'm
whistle.
like a
Yep.
2-year-old.
I blow it very loudly, which
Yep.
may scatter cats or anything else that's in the area as well.
Simple is whistle
It's
out.
a whistle.
Yep, and
I move away from the cat.
yep, cats go everywhere.
Sprint away from the whistle.
Blow the whistle.
Kids go everywhere.
Grab the
I asked
attention.
Buddy if he wants to play a game and then use psychological deception to try and get information out of him.
And while
then-
you're
and-
trying to talk to him, a signal blows and all the kids
Yeah.
go everywhere.
And
That's fine.
just keep the door closed. And I
I know.
call out politely for the headmistress.
Okay, there is a shuffle and a thump. coming from upstairs.
Not wasting time.
Shuffle, thump, shuffle, thump, shuffle, thump, shuffle, thump. And then creak, shuffle, thump, creak, shuffle,
Sounds
thump.
creepy. Not nice.
Mm-hmm.
She's got a limp.
Clearly. What
And
gave it away?
No, she's 95.
The shuffle or the thump?
let's see.
95
You
is
notice I
place.
didn't right.
Yeah, see, now I'm gonna go and console them and make them feel better about themselves.
You don't get a comment, but I'm sitting there thinking that's a really low baseline.
Look,
I haven't received my 8 AM project
it's the
yet.
baseline I start with every time.
I'm gonna start making pain relief.
I didn't kill anyone today. Do I get a
Fuck, I
freckle?
did all this,
Yeah, no.
I want a freckle. I haven't killed anyone yet.
It's not
I walked into the
Can we get
bar and
freckles?
didn't
Is
get
that
it.
anything? That'd be nice.
There you go. Nice, pretty picture for
Auntie
you.
Baldwin. Yep, sure.
Yeah, I feel like when I said mean old lady, there'd be a response to that. But anyway,
And going ketamine.
that definitely deserves a response. Yes, the mean old lady's obsessed.
They get put on a ketamine infusion. They get constantly filled with ketamine.
Who's got ketamine?
A lot of the multi-traumas and
Mean
sick
lady.
replacements.
Yeah.
Mean lady.
Okay, so
Auntie Baldwin.
Wait.
there's a sound of thunder as she comes down the stairs.
Sure.
That seems
But
right,
anyone
yeah.
close to the windows could swear there was not a cloud in sight.
And the further she gets down, the more it's like you're in the middle of a storm.
Yeah, I'm playing trucks with buddies.
Teak.
All the kids are hiding.
Yeah, I'm trying to coax them out with trucks. We're playing monster trucks.
Trucks are monsters! Ah!
Anyway.
Trucks and monsters.
Rainbow trucks.
Detect magic, is there anything?
Yes.
There's magic.
Oh yeah.
Mm.
Oh yeah. No,
Yeah,
I was the wrong person. I don't have to.
Ding!
I'm
Don't you feel useful?
I'm willing to bet you take 5 steps in this goddamn city, and you're just gonna walk around. Bing, bing. It's magic everywhere, man.
What's the range on detect magic?
60 foot.
60 foot? Yes.
It depends on whether you get the.
And
What
There is magic.
if I recall correctly, in Pathfinder 2, it actually goes through walls. There's
Yes.
no obstruction.
No obstruction whatsoever.
You're getting magic next door.
No, I should really next level change my fucking spells.
Yes.
We
Anyway,
get the range.
So-
so.
How do the kids react as she walks?
Well, they're all hiding.
Yes.
I'm trying to
but
coax them
they're
out with
hiding.
monster trucks.
Yes. Because someone did the whistle.
yes.
Yes.
Emergency whistle.
None of them come running over to her when
No.
she comes down.
It takes her,
Have you
a
seen her
whole
face?
10 minutes to get
Who's
down the
going over
stairs.
that?
10 minutes.
Yeah.
No bullshit. Well, I'm not waiting 10 minutes.
No,
Okay.
no one's running into that.
Yeah, no. If
Uh,
it's taking longer than a minute, I'm going upstairs to find her.
You see she's slowly coming down the
Yeah.
stairs.
Okay.
She's injured. It takes.
Yeah. Do you need any assistance, or is it better for us to talk upstairs? We're here from.
She has that look of frustration that she's
Temple
already
of
on
Shining
her way
Star.
down.
Yeah, but she's got another 9 minutes to go. Better to stop now.
Yes, well, Come on up then, she says, waving her stick at you.
Okay. Everyone upstairs, unless you're looking after children.
I'm monster trucking. Oh, rainbow trucking.
Stairs, dude, really?
The stairs,
This is the look of sympathy you're getting.
the stairs are made for medium-sized people, so everyone who's small struggles. It's difficult terrain going upstairs.
So what's going on upstairs? Like
She-
coughing and spluttering with kids?
Yeah,
Is there
they-
like a plague or something up here?
It says, she shows you a room full of children who are sick.
Mhm.
Says, yes, I've been tending to the children. I'm sorry I didn't hear you come in.
Okay. Someone here has medicine.
That's okay.
I think.
Someone? Is there anyone in particular who has medicine?
Doesn't it?
Probably lie.
Yeah, so
I'm trained in medicine.
can, while we're here, can you please check on the children? What's your name?
Dawn.
What do
Dawn.
your children have?
Dawn, can you please get the parcel that we...
So, you young whippersnapper, what sort of medicine have you got for me?
Oh,
You have any?
A parcel from
natural
the
20
Church of
Yep.
Shadowrun.
on how sick are these children?
Very sick. They are...
What do they have?
They have a contagious sort of virus going around the city in the forecourt.
Sounds like the flu.
Hey man, it could be the flu or pneumonia. Totally fatal at this day and age.
It is.
Whooping cough,
It
yeah.
is quite lethal.
No.
Most people stay away from this sort of thing.
Beautiful. This is the reason I brought the medicine here.
You believe so.
And maybe
You didn't even look at the medicine, so you're not sure.
Well, we were told that there was medicine and there are very sick children here, so.
Well, that's what
Turn it down.
So,
That's what it was for, okay?
More.
I'll hand the old lady the medicine.
She takes it and takes it into her office, which is nearby, and puts it on a
Can you hear me?
desk
Yeah.
with
That's fine.
lots of books and ledgers
We
lying
do
around.
expect this to be given to the children who are very sick.
Yes, but if you
I
overdose children and
understand.
kill them, that doesn't really help them, does it?
I understand that. But hopefully
And
you
are you a
can-
trained doctor?
Yes.
Just about.
Yes. If you're trained in medicine, yes.
Yes.
Okay, well, if you are trained, then why don't you actually help me do it so I'm not spending all my time preparing stuff and not looking after the children?
I will help you. children.
It'll probably take you the rest of the day to sort all this out.
Well, I'm stuck here.
It's part of the job.
Can I pull, like, emotional stability from Bardic Law?
Okay, well, you can do a perception roll.
That's the other thing. Like,
I am happy to.
What did you roll? A 1?
I rolled a 3.
A 3? Okay, so
Plus 5
you're
is
busy
6.
watching, but these guys are too tall to really pay that much attention.
The children.
I like your idea of checking how the children are reacting.
Huh?
Give me a perception roll.
Honestly, I think.
She could be another student.
9.
9. Okay, yeah, she sounds like it should take you a good long while to get through making all this medicine.
Are we meant to give her medicine?
We're supposed to give her the medicine and report back to the paladin that whether or not she is worthwhile supporting.
Because Janzo's getting all
Is
kinds
she
of
here
advice
alone?
from these kids.
No, I have kids here.
Do you have anyone else to assist you in looking after the children?
Apparently I have this elf.
Under normal circumstances.
No, they died.
What did they die of?
They wouldn't stop coughing and we couldn't get the medicine and then they died.
They died, the kids didn't.
Some of the kids have died
Some
too.
kids are already dying.
How many kids versus how many adults?
Well, we normally have more kids to adult ratio, and she starts going into this whole statistical thing for you. Give me a
Did
Perception.
Janzo manage to coax any of
Yep.
the kids out? At this
Okay, so she's using words that don't fit
Don't fit.
in her whole statement. Anyone else can make a roll if they want to try to pick this up as well.
While Janzo
Yeah, so this is our
says
bullshit
the
detector,
children
right?
Are like, he's trying to coax them out. Are any
Perception.
coming out at all?
16.
You are getting some of them to come.
Okay.
22 on our bullshit detector.
16.
Were you trying to detect what she was saying?
No, I was gonna
That-
ask if
that's
I could
fine.
see the children.
There are lots of children around that you can look at. She sort of waves you towards where the children are. Okay, so everyone else, what she says sounds very valid and very scientific.
Even with 22.
Yes.
Okay. But
So,
Yeah.
That she's off on a lot of things.
So the words you use don't match the sentence you wrote them in. Do you understand that?
Are you trying to say I'm stupid? Are you? You're just an orc. How are you going to know any different?
So you know I'm an orc.
How do you
though.
give it?
Of course I know you're an orc. I know anatomy.
Well, I've got to say you're a lot smarter than you look.
And you are definitely not as smart as you look.
I understand that. My intelligence is only 16.
And how do you give the medicine? Like, how would you take it?
fucking genius.
Probably during this age. Probably
So-
Yeah.
it'd probably be a liquid that you have
Yeah.
to ingest.
Yeah, grind the poultices and that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
So how many kids have you had through here though?
I've had many. I get all the sick kids that no one else wants. Yeah.
Can I make a medicine
Do you
roll
have
for
a register
kids
of how
that
many
additional
children come through here?
Give me a medicine roll for that. And what was that?
Do you have a register for how many children come through here?
Yes, I have books everywhere. She gestures towards her desk.
Uh-huh. And do you have... You know what? This is probably irrelevant because that bitch isn't gonna understand anything I tell her or trust it regardless.
What, you deal for dog?
Yes, I do actually.
Sharp comes over to
She's full of shit.
Yeah, a good friend of yours.
So I've tried talking to the children about
Yeah.
what's going on.
Yeah.
See if I can get any information out of them.
And what are you trying to get?
Just to see how they feel. I care about their well-being.
Oh, you're taking me home, are you? That's the thing you get from most of them when you start talking to them.
I'm still an 8-year-old gnome.
I know.
So,
They're about the same size as you.
Yes, I go, no,
You're gonna be my sister.
I need a home too.
You're coming to stay with us.
But is she nice?
What were the taxes?
Do I want to?
She feeds us.
Yeah,
We have a house.
He's going to look at the books.
Where will we run away to?
I don't know, but is she mean?
There are people out there. Don't want to run out there.
Is it
People
better
kill
in
you.
here? Is it safe? Do you feel special? Do you feel loved? Is it warm and safe and comfy? Do we get to watch Netflix?
They say the child just burst into tears. Not sure what to answer. Confused.
Good job.
I'm gonna go with.
Could you tell me where your accounting books are?
Oh, they're written in words, so you might have trouble understanding them. She says to you.
Well, I understand that I might have trouble. Could you tell me where they are?
She lifts one up that she's sitting at the desk. This is what is called a book, and puts it back down again.
Excellent.
Thank you.
Excellent.
Thank you. I didn't know what it was called. Could you tell me where your accounting logs are?
She says, "Can't you read accounting?"
No, I can't.
I take the book, I open it up, and I have
Yep.
a look at it.
It is a ledger.
Yes.
Give me a perception roll.
In this process,
I've
I'm
got
looking up to
underworld,
everybody
underworld lore. I've got thievery. I've got all that sort of sneaky, backstabby bullshit.
Hide from the IRS crap.
Sure. Give me a thievery roll while we go to Stefan. Stefan.
I got a 20 on medicine check, kids.
Okay. Looking at the kids.
Doomsday.
The kids here look malnourished. Like they're not getting enough liquid or food, but that can also be from kids who are very sick.
Yeah.
So if this is an advanced stage of something, it would probably fit. If it's an early stage, you'd be a bit worried. So the kids probably need a lot of attention to survive.
Yeah.
More than one person.
Yeah, so Janzo's walking upstairs to meet up with everyone else on the verge of this is we're not cool with this. It's no
Okay,
good.
give me
But
a medicine roll.
apparently no means of domestic violence. So yay.
Mhm.
Yeah, Janzo's not happy.
12.
Janzo sees a lot of
12?
rejected women.
They're looking a little
Little girls.
tired and run down. You could probably do with
Yeah, nothing, no specific cause.
yeah,
Tired and
you
run down.
could probably do with a little more than what they're getting of whatever it is they need.
Medicine roll for.
How many kids are here?
You're unsure because the exact number has not been stated. She's danced over it.
No, how many have we seen?
You have seen
Like,
at least
each?
20.
At least 20.
Medicine roll for overexhaustion in terms of labour or heat exhaustion.
Could be any of that.
I think you're
There could be-
overthinking
there could be
it.
many
It's like,
causes.
are they being kept in good health and they're just sick because they're sick? Or are they sick because they have not been kept in good health?
I'm finding ones who are not isolated at this stage,
Mhm.
who greeted us,
Mhm.
but they're saying they are run down, exhausted, and everything else.
Yeah. But
Okay,
that's
so
just,
Stefan.
yeah, are they run down exhausted because they're getting sick? Or are they run down exhausted and that's why they're
Because
getting
they're
sick?
being overworked.
Am I able to ask the mistress of the manor if she can tell me when the meal times are and what they're being fed and how often they're being fed?
Okay, she goes into this big spiel about trying and nourishing food and ingredients and stuff, and give me a perception roll.
I have a really simple thing to do. I've got a spare week of trail rations in my bag right now. Offer it to the kids, see how hungry they are.
Yeah.
Could we just roll to determine what it is?
23?
No.
Okay, so listening to her spiel, you pick up that she's full of crap.
Yeah.
So crap.
You got a critical success over her deceiving you about what she's feeding them.
Alright, I'm basically going to pull her out of my bullcrap and say, I'm a medical professional. These kids have not been fed properly. in accordance to what they're going through. I'm not sure what your regime are, I don't know who the hell you're working for. This is not medical professionals.
Can you provide more funding so we can feed everyone? Or do we just throw kids out so we can make sure all the kids we have get fed?
Well, that
She
is
poses that to
how
you.
you say you're running things here. Like, are you not throwing kids out when you should be throwing kids out?
I'm an orphanage, I don't throw kids out.
Aha, so you should be throwing kids out.
What would you do? Would you throw kids out or would you feed the kids that you get?
Neither. I wouldn't run an orphanage.
Hang on, so just to clarify, is it being mismanaged or is it just broke?
I'm
Yes.
still reading the books.
Okay.
Okay, give me a what'd you get on your thievery roll?
Like an intelligence check or underworld or perception?
Just make it straight thievery.
Underworld lore or thievery.
Thievery specifically.
Regardless, she's not actually taking care of the kids.
Well, no, there's a difference between intent here. Because you could be worthy and just not have enough funding.
Well, I rolled a 19.
No, there's no
cool.
intent here.
So,
Everything
2,
is out.
5, 24.
24. Okay, looking at it, you've got this vague impression. You're not sure about this, but you got this vague impression that the numbers will not add up.
See, the
It's pretty much what I was expecting.
the books are being cooked.
But it's done in it's done in quite a well way.
How?
I'm actually.
Where do the books say she gets
You have no idea where I grew up.
It doesn't.
That face to be
The money
perfectly
just
fine.
appears.
The money just it doesn't say she actually gets money. It says she gets donations. Everything they get and use is donated and allocated.
But is it?
What are the sources?
Donated from
Anyone.
Check the last dates of donations used on food in recent days. Because they haven't been like 3 days.
So,
Something will not.
as part of the medicine, like I'm handing you a spare week of trail rations.
We'll have a look at
I'll cross it out.
when the
Feed-
last
feed-
donations were made and what they were.
Okay, so there were donations for
Basically,
okay, so it's listed as fabric,
So yeah, basically, are they being used as
and that
workhouses?
was a week ago.
Yeah.
Of course,
Yeah.
there's
And
Yeah.
then there was donation for food stuff listed as 2 days ago. But it doesn't list quantities.
Medicine roll. This is far out, but I want to get more details.
But here's the thing. I don't want to stay here for another few hours.
No.
This is worthy, but you got this,
Yeah.
and you don't want to leave the kids, right?
I'm conflicted between womenism. Are there a lot of women, like little girls?
Assume it's half and half.
Yeah, okay, then yeah, I'm here.
Kids.
You didn't
The
find
8-year-old
any in
knows
your
it.
examinations.
Okay. They're just exhausted and malnourished.
Yeah, Chance has got you.
And whether that's deliberate or not is because here's the other thing. They may have just been desperate. How do we get money to fund the orphanage or the kids can work? Like again, I'm not judging that scenario,
Janzo will have to.
but that's part of
Away.
the discussion.
Okay,
Her
so
outgoings.
yeah.
What are they listed as? Other than
Yeah.
food and other than
Yeah, what is she squirreling the money or is she actually using it?
Because they're going out of books to time.
Okay, it does have that people pick up things from the orphanage on a regular basis.
What thing?
Drugs.
Doesn't say.
Children.
Just has shipment and a payment.
Why is it orphanage shipping?
well, clock comes in and I think
Because it's run like China.
Just while they're upstairs doing this,
Yeah.
I'm actually just doing a search of the general area, a search of downstairs. I'm specifically looking for hidden rooms / workhouse / a stash of stuff that has been stored.
Okay, so
You know, Peter Pan orphanage stuff.
while you're having a look around, give me a perception roll.
what are the tax?
Well,
What are her
he's-
taxes?
She has no taxes. She pays no tax.
How the fuck is she paying her?
Can I show you
Yeah.
that?
You think it's because she's classified as an orphanage.
She's an
Yeah. 21.
21. You find a secret panel.
Mm-hmm. That's also works on traps. It's actually a 22 versus traps.
Mhm.
So I'll click the secret panel and
You slide through, and there's stairs going down.
go searching.
Okay, you find yourself in the basement.
Yeah. So are you still upstairs looking at stuff? You're looking at the books. You're doing medicine. You're playing with the kids.
Yeah.
You were doing medicine.
I'm harassed.
Okay, so you take the
Okay,
parcel
so-
and she's
so
sort
it's
of
just-
objecting to you, like, we haven't sorted out the medicine yet, she says.
I'm going to go create the medicine where the kids are.
Yeah? Oh, sorry.
Sorry, it's getting food. I just
Yeah, okay, so you take the... she looks nervous as you take off with the medicine.
It does.
I'm going to continue to go towards the kids that are possibly dying at this stage.
Okay, so you get into the room with the kids, you open up the package, and it's already in doses.
It's already done. Cool.
We may
I,
or may not have gone and bought one too.
Good.
We may or may not
with
have.
my intelligence, I would believe that I know the correct dose.
I think it's a great skill.
It's a
I
fantastic
give
skill.
I give
And if
each
it's fun,
kid
I have technology, psychology, and
Okay.
If you want to check what it is first.
Is it really going to take like the hours she said it was going to take? I'm actually just curious how much.
You're done in about 5 minutes.
Yeah, but this might not be medicine.
Hey, we were given it by whom?
Yeah, no, it was. It is medicine.
Yeah, it's medicine. We got
Okay, so Adam,
colour.
you get downstairs, and the room is full of various crates.
Various threads.
Crates.
Crates.
Open in the middle of being packed.
Of.
And inside, there's pottery, artwork, equipment.
look at a few things.
Sorry, say again. Sorry, guys.
You see pottery, artwork, things that are of value that have been donated to the orphanage.
Of value donated to the orphanage.
So people of wealth donate items
Yeah.
to an orphanage.
But so, okay, I'm actually quite freaking shady and dodgy. Is this expensive stuff that should be funding this orphanage well, way above what we're currently seeing?
Give me a thievery roll.
Sure.
Oh, yay.
16.
Yep. Probably a 10 to 1 to what's actually seen
Yeah, sure.
upstairs.
So,
And there's also a while you're doing that look there's a row of very expensive wines, half drunk on the
Oh, that's reality.
shelf to the side.
yeah, sure. So, it's me. So, some of this stuff is going missing, and some of this stuff is being brought upstairs as examples.
Mhm.
So, I will find a few choice items that are small and stash worthy to put in my satchel. And I will otherwise.
You find a 50 gold piece bottle of wine.
Okay.
So are you publicising what you found?
I will be publicising lots of what I found, and I'm finding some stuff to keep before I do
So,
so.
she's not worthy.
No.
However, I've literally taken the medicine away from her and just gone and healed the kids.
And I've gone what, sorry?
I've gone and healed the
Yeah,
kids.
good. Excellent.
Would anyone like a coffee?
Anything.
Or a hot chocolate?
So we just see you walk in with this stuff.
So you will I've gone downstairs like kind of sub basement and stuff.
Okay.
So I'm doing my dodgy pick up a few things.
I'm still
That would
doing
be
my...
easy.
Might take a couple of like small artworks and put them in my scroll cases that I've got like banding around.
Would you like a bowl?
But regardless,
Yep.
yeah. So a few choice items, but then I'll head upstairs with a prime example of donations that should have been sold to fund the fund. Close the sliding panel on the way.
Yep.
I'm still doing my facing and distracting you.
Okay.
I'm going to stick my head outside, see if I can whistle down some guards.
Yeah.
Oh, actually, Janira.
Yeah, she's not far away.
Cool. I just beckon her over.
Yeah. Yep.
Um,
Have you finished here? Time to go?
just to clarify, we're at the point of busting Auntie Baldwin for child abuse.
That's not my problem.
Am I calling the guards, or is this another performance test?
That's completely up to you.
Alright, well, I'd appreciate it if you could help me round some guards out. I've never been in this city before.
You can just yell out, help, help, I'm being molested. I'm sure that will work.
Well, I usually use my signal whistle again. And yell, guards, guards!
Okay, you see a couple of mean-looking orcs come your way.
Good. Bring them over.
Are they wearing the...
Yeah.
Okay.
Basically, they're the sort of people that no one wants to mess around.
If you're calling them, it better be damn serious.
One of them looks to you and says in the perfect common language, "What do you want, Sonny?"
The proprietor here has been abusing the children in her care and committing fraud against the wealthier citizens of Absalom. I'm not familiar with your legal codes here, but I'm assuming that leads to some level of arrest or incarceration.
Okay, so you're going to testify to this?
And provide evidence, absolutely.
Okay, we shall go there right after I take her. He just walks right in front of everyone, picks her up, and drags her out.
Yep. I walk in with an explanation.
I'm happy to say that with what I've seen from these.
Yeah. So just walking up. I found where all the donations have gone. They're stashed in a storeroom downstairs. This place should be funded to temple level, and it has obviously been mismanaged.
So in terms of
It'll all come out in court.
with the combination of what he has found and the what I can find from
Well, no, from Pathfinder.
I think that would be solid.
And they're asking everyone to come to testify.
Okay.
Fine.
When?
Now,
Can we roll to determine whether or
I
not
don't-
any
I
of
didn't
this is
see
Okay.
anything.
Taking a step back.
I did not see anything.
Because I
I know nothing.
We will happily testify, and I'll give you a written seal and provide a body of evidence. Parry here is staying here and will testify in great detail.
so bring
immediately.
everyone.
Unfortunately, we have pressing business we must attend to.
I'm sorry, but this is more important than any business you might have. You have called the guards.
I didn't. I didn't see
And
anything.
as such, our rule overrides everything else.
Okay.
I'm going to use diplomacy to try to convince them that I'm not the person you're looking for.
Okay. You get the feeling that they're sort of insistent on everything goes their way.
I'm sure it is, but I'm going to try.
No, make your roll.
We roll against all of this has been put on by the Pathfinder Society to work out how in depth we'll investigate.
Quite possibly.
And also what our values are in terms of getting the job done.
So what did you get? 15. Okay, he rolled a natural 20. It says, "I'm taking everyone in this house to the courtroom to sort this out,
Including the children.
including the children.
Unfortunately, a lot of the children are sick and can't yet be moved. They're under medical care at the moment.
In which case, I'll have another guardsman come to watch over them while the rest of you are taken."
Very long.
Would you
At big C.
who?
Yeah, yes, and you don't do the talkie.
No,
He looks at you and says, "Yes, little orc."
It's amazing.
Quite chuffed.
He is an orc.
It's amazing. No one can determine that stuff. This lady, this amazing old lady here, could tell that I wasn't a goblin.
And you've asked us to arrest her. And
I haven't. What are you? What race are you? Human? Yeah. This abhorrent human has decided that she is guilty of a crime that she has not committed.
No.
Are you saying this in front of us?
so,
I drunk
He is.
Are you?
She's no.
I will go straight up to your face and say, "Excuse me, I am a medical professional and these kids will die."
That need to be investigated.
I would agree.
we
These
have had a
kids are
crime
desperately
accused.
sick. But it's not something that we need involve the guards in. Wouldn't you agree?
Bit late.
Fucking idiots.
Don't worry, you can tell the magistrate, and I'm sure he will get to the bottom of this.
Surely we don't need him involved.
Yes, dude.
This is a capital crime here. You are asking for the death sentence.
We are.
I'm not asking for it.
No. I'm pretty sure.
I'm sorry, but any capital case requires proper investigation. The abuse of children is a big crime.
I understand this, but I was assaulted this very day.
What's that got to do with the price of weapons?
We weren't asked to fucking take this to court. We were asked to determine the fucking worthiness.
And now we are. She is unworthy, and we will judge her in court.
Yeah.
And that was a 17.
Okay, so
17 or whatever roll.
She's unworthy, but however, I have done the duty of healing these kids.
a squad of 12 other guardsmen rock up.
You know what? It's nice to meet another walk in the city. Thank you. I hope you have a good day.
It's okay. You'll be spending the day with us.
No.
Anyone trying to leave will be considered part of the accomplices. Yes.
May I request before we head with you, I would like to ask the Cathedral Serenade to provide someone to watch over the children with the guard.
I will send one of the guardsmen on.
May I ask to complete my duties of healing these children before?
How long will that take? You're already finished.
Yeah.
Never mind. I finished my duties. I'm happy to come with you.
Okay. You even managed to do all the running around kids. You even managed to do all the running around kids in that 5 minutes.
Yeah, you.
Pretty much. Okay, so you find yourself escorted to the district at the very top. It takes you 3 hours to get there.
You're gonna be carried us.
Oh, he was happy to drag you.
Yeah.
Can I be dragged? Because otherwise it's going to be
Yep.
at least 4 hours.
Yeah, no, this is off for dragging.
Okay, and you've been taken into the courthouse to await a magistrate.
Sure.
The guardsmen are sort of watching you while looking rather bored, as if they've done this multiple times.
What was your name, man, again?
We're all here, including the children.
Hey.
The children know that.
But before I answer that, all of this?
Did you sneak off?
That was what the note said.
And you went downstairs?
No, I left the building, opening the door on the way so they could find the secret
I think it was
passage.
Mr.
Okay, give me a stealth roll.
Because yeah, like, while they were all distracted and arguing, just like, and there were only 2 guards there. 16 on stealth. While they were
Okay,
distracted.
so while you sneaking down the street thinking you got away with it, there's a hand on your shoulder. One of the other guardsmen said, "I'm sorry, Sonny, but
Because I was trying to flag down a horse to get to the Temple of Saturn.
the captain over there has said that you're all supposed to go to the precinct with us."
I give him a nice level of deception.
Yep.
That says, Captain said I could get the message to the Temple of Saturn because it's on the way.
Sure.
21.
Okay. At that point, he pulls out the letter from the captain.
Captain could not have had time to write a fucking letter while I'm trundling down the street in the middle of an argument. I call bullshit.
You never saw him give him one, and you never heard him write one. But he pulls out a letter.
And what does it say? I'm fluent in 4 fucking languages. What does it say?
I'm calling your bull.
And it's actually a letter from the paladin.
Yep. That says.
And it says, "Congratulations."
That's all.
Hang on. So that happens before they get trundled off.
Oh, they're all trundled off.
Okay, they're all trundled off. I go, great. And so I read the letter.
And your presence is now being requested at the cathedral until your friends are finished.
So, just so I'm clear, it is, and I don't know whether this is true or not, it is then a fair assumption that this guard knows what's going on because he got to read the letter as well. So I
He didn't bother reading it. He just pulled it out and gave it to
Okay,
you.
so I showed him the letter. So I read the letter. I showed him the letter. So you know who that is, right?
He nods.
Cool.
And you know what happens if you don't comply, don't you?
So what does the letter actually say?
Your presence is requested immediately at the Temple of Saran Ray until your friends have finished in the judicial system.
P.S. Your coffee is getting cold.
So, with one hand, I hand him the letter.
Mm-hmm.
With the other hand, I just... Because as much as, yes, she is one person of 4 we've got commands from. And I've had one command from her boss today that says get as much shit done as possible. Great, I'm out of there.
Okay. Give me another high roll.
And I'm... well, it's not necessarily
stealth roll.
stealth. I would actually assume it's acrobatics to tumble through a crowd and...
Sure, give me an acrobatics roll.
Do we have any rerolls?
Yes. You can make it take the best of the 2.
No, it's not this. Just
You have 3 of those, I believe.
Can I have another one?
No, because you only the best of the 2. What did you get?
13 on acrobatics, tumbling through the crowd.
You rolled a 17.
He's a freaking off guard!
And from the back of your mind, you hear Quest saying, "What's wrong with the off guard?"
He picks you up and just starts carrying you.
Yes.
Mate,
Can we at least find a horse? I'll pay.
He says, no, I enjoy carrying baggage. Former life as a baggage handler. 3 years doing that.
Cool.
wow.
So I strike up a conversation with him while I'm being carried.
kind of.
Grog is...
If someone was to drop off,
If you'd like to call me Grog, of course, I shall be Grog.
It's just whatever. I'm Mr. Sharp. I've been doing this long, and I don't want to hold up the whole game.
Yep.
But have a
Okay.
conversation.
So,
I'm going to try to escape as well.
Yep.
To try and get to the temple where the paladin is.
Because you don't know.
What do you know? But our main quest is to return to her. I'm going to try and...
yep, so give me a stealth roll.
I am absolutely... I do not understand the logic that this person is deliberately stopping us from getting other shit done. I am personally infuriated that this faction leader is stopping us from getting other shit done.
However, I will return to said courtroom. However, I need to brief the paladin on what has happened. We have deemed her unworthy and explained to the paladin, I have killed the children. However, we have deemed her unworthy.
So you show up before he does because you actually managed to run.
Yep. And because, the other thing is, I'm giving this like 5-10 minutes of conversation. I'm not going to stop trying to escape.
Mm-hmm.
Alright?
Okay. About halfway there, you slip away.
Cool. Just
So yes, you reach her and she says, so what happened?
Well, we had arrived at the orphanage as you requested.
Mm-hmm. And did you do the...
She immediately took the package off Dawn,
Mm-hmm.
put it on her table. I had then taken the package, gone upstairs and killed the children, because she wasn't going to do it.
Yeah.
Well,
Did you... Why wasn't she going to do it?
We don't know. However, I believe that Mr. Sharp had found something and wanted to listen to guards, of which I believe would have been a good idea for Varisan. However, I have done as you requested and he was true.
Okay. And also came back with me with your report on the person. Though I think, calling the guards and not letting me handle it personally was, a bad idea.
That was not my decision at this time.
But it is an interesting idea. Just that the judicial system here is rather harsh.
I agree.
Because if she has a title, she can basically have the charges turned.
But he's gotten there early enough to have charges turned, right?
No, if the person you're charging is a noble, and you're not, the noble's word is law.
Right.
No. She better not be left.
Higher up.
In most medieval cultures, that is how it is.
I don't necessarily.
But as per your request, we have deemed her unworthy
And taken action to deal with it.
and have taken action to do the best of said orphanage against her will, which will hopefully be with your will.
Okay. So let's go deal with this then, she says as she orders a carriage.
Okay.
While we're incarcerated, I take the time to be very social with these orcs.
We're not incarcerated.
While we're being held,
Detained.
They are technically detained.
What's the definition? Am I being detained?
Do we have access to lawyers while being
Do you have access to
lawyers?
no. You represent yourself.
Yes, I would like to represent myself.
That they don't have lawyers. They don't believe in them.
It's okay. I am trained in law.
Yeah, I'm gonna make a lot of noise next 20 minutes.
I will roll either
Brave.
not
brave,
law, or bardic law. Whichever one you deem appropriate.
Okay, a bardic law.
You sure? Because I've got actual law.
You actually
I'm trained in law.
in judicial law.
Yes.
He's a legal bard.
Okay, so do judicial law.
Roll your way out of this.
15 plus. No, 15 plus.
Oh,
15
15
minus.
It'll be at least +6. Where you're trained, +2.
Yes, so plus 6. So it's a 21.
Okay. From what you know of the laws, is that you've called an assault on a noble house because she's in one of the noble quarters, and unless someone in the group has a title, pretty much you don't get to say anything to the judge.
I like to roll perception about who's not here.
it's obvious who's not.
You are down 2 members.
I've only got this consciousness alive. I can't.
And basically, while you come to that conclusion, you see the old lady is taken into the courtroom by herself.
Yeah.
Again, I'm continuing to be very social with these orcs.
I bet.
Very friendly.
What was that? Yeah.
People around?
Yes, there are a lot of guards. So there's about 3 times the amount of guards who escorted you here in this area.
Huh. Do we know who she is?
The Auntie Baldwin.
Yes.
It's the first time you'd heard of her.
Huh. We might be fucked, guys. We should probably escape.
I mean, getting arrested by orcs didn't give it away.
No fucking shit.
About a third of the guards are orcs.
Getting arrested at all by any race didn't give it away.
Sorry, who called the guards?
Yeah. Yeah.
We mean yeah.
So,
Aren't here called the guards?
while you're discussing that, there is a fanfare as the entryway is cleared for someone in plate armor comes storming in and is looking at the guards with that look of yeah, but all the guards doing the orc ones are all like this up against the wall with the I'm not saying anything.
That's 19 on bardic law.
But she outranks everyone in that room.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was wrong for this.
Not many people can tell a paladin of Sarenrae what to do, especially when she's in charge of a major thing. You recognize
Of the
her.
greatest cathedral in the known world.
We might not be entirely fucked.
And at which point she charges into the closed courtroom, and you hear the door sort of crack as she kicks it open.
So,
It seems she's pissed off.
gentlemen, that was our boss. Would you like to let us out before she comes to your hides, or shall we just wait here and see what happens?
While you're asking that, most of the guards leave.
Most, but not all.
Yes, there is a captain of the guards there, so sitting there going, I'm not allowed to leave.
No. This is a serious question. Would you like to find out what happens when she comes out of that courtroom, or shall we all just walk off now?
I'm not allowed to leave, he says. He's sort of looking at the wall right now. I'm not allowed to leave.
What's your different purpose?
You're allowed to leave, we are.
He says it again, I'm not allowed to leave.
3, 2, would be very nice to say now. 1.5.
He's just staring at the wall.
Yeah. Oh, I put my hand on his shoulder and said, I understand. It's hard, it's hard.
You can hear screaming coming from the courtroom.
Oh, so we're not allowed in the courtroom.
And then about 5 minutes, it just goes quiet, and then she just walks out.
Oh, okay. What's happened?
You're fucking now, son!
And she sort of looks at you and says, "So you haven't finished your tasks yet?"
We have. We delivered the medicine. We established the character.
I've got the report.
The other tasks.
Have you not done the other tasks yet?
Not yet.
And you're still here?
He wasn't allowed to leave.
She's making the point now.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh, okay.
That's his own.
Where are our companions?
Which ones? Well,
The ones that aren't here.
I only know of one of them. He's waiting outside for you.
He's waiting outside. Could you please...
We are going to go out to him.
We would thank you that you allow us to talk with him in whichever way you see.
Why are you still here?
We're going to leave. Let us go. Let
I-
us go. I walk over and open the
The
door.
reports say you were smarter.
I open the door and I walk out. The door is now open. Let us leave.
Follow the smart one.
I follow the smart one.
Which is the one that's waiting outside for us.
So, Mark,
Josh, yeah.
just to clarify, how long were they detained for?
They were detained for probably about an hour
And how
at
long did it take them to get to the north side to actually be detained?
about 3 hours.
Okay, so I'm assuming that gives me
About 2 hours.
about 2 hours. But, so they would take
Job on getting away, by the way.
I'm going to go to the docks and pick up a quest from Guar or Cray or whatever his name was.
So, De Niro, who was going to guide you there, is currently waiting by the orphanage with a feed up.
Cool.
Things haven't been resolved yet, so she's waiting.
No, well, I push
So-
up, tap the shoulder and say, yep, we're off the docks.
Okay. She just cracks her fingers and goes,
So we were headed back to the thing now.
So following the
I'm
steps
upset.
out of the prison,
yep.
we emerged from the courthouse area.
It's actually going to take a little while for for you guys to catch up to him.
What do we... No, we walk out of the courthouse area and what greets us?
Greets us is him standing next to this carriage with a couple of guys in and girls in shining armor.
Nice. Where are we going?
Looks like we're taking a carriage to...
The carriage is too small to carry everyone.
I bet
That's
you it's
fine.
hanging
Some of
off
us
the
can
back
get on
and
top.
some people are inside. Some are on the
No
top.
stranger to clinging to the roof rails.
At this
It's still
stage,
got the...
Yep. I know, it just takes a little bit to get it to move.
at this
Especially considering
stage,
I've got to use the
I
right
believe
mouse.
We have finished our quest with the
I
paladin.
think he's going for that food there.
We are going to
And you're top north at the moment. Like the bay, or where they've been detained, is that Wise Quarter?
No, they're actually in, there's an area up here.
Alright.
They've actually been into a guarded area.
So yeah, you're next to the Wise Quarter.
You've arranged us transport. Where are we going next?
I reckon we'll go to the docks
Docks it in.
and meet up. No, sorry. We'll meet up. We'll go to. Actually, let's go to the one. Let's go to the Ivy District
Sounds good.
and meet up with
I have notes
Whoever
on the
we have
Ivory
here.
District.
Daughter
Yeah.
Drellin. Let's go meet up with her.
It was where are my notes?
The footman just looks at you incredulously,
Meet with
at you wanting to get onto
someone
his,
and
or
retrieve
into
items
the carriage. The footman doesn't open the door for you.
Are you gonna eat
That's
that
fine.
right now?
Maybe.
Okay, I'll leave it right now.
He's actually holding it shut.
We're not going to get on the carriage. Then.
We'll just steal the horses.
No,
It's not our carriage.
It could be.
we have
No.
done. We have done our job.
Janzo's not saying that. of
We
course.
have done our job here. We do not require transport.
We can walk.
We
Just
have
out of curiosity,
legs.
how many days is that going to
Some
take
may
us?
have shorter legs
It
than
would
others.
probably take you an hour to get over there from here.
Alright, so I'm still the same person then. That's okay.
Okay, so
There's some,
just
some may have
quick
to run to
time
keep
out.
up with us.
I just got 2 hours to catch up
okay.
to the time frame. So Any issues or complications getting, like, what is it, from the east gate to the docks? 1 hour, I'm assuming?
You could pretty much cross there in an hour.
Yep.
Cool.
Genera, was it Genera?
Yep.
Gets us to the curio shop
Yep.
with Guavel, what's his name?
Yep. With
Guavel
Guava.
K something.
However you pronounce it.
Guru.
You'll pronounce
Gorilla?
it better.
Gorilla Guru. It's like Corella de Vil, but backwards.
I wrote down Corella.
Corella de Villa.
Gorilla.
We just call it Corella de Vil. Should be fine with it.
Where is my mouse?
No.
Corella de Vil. She's
The
like
mouse for that one I think was on that side.
Oh, it actually goes across. So
I got Grill Corella.
Grill
there
Corella.
we are.
I got, and I've written down Guavel.
That's how nice this guy looks.
No, I got Kirill. That's a grill.
Let's go to the pickled ink. Do a task.
The
Food imp has to make
Pathfinder Society knowledge that we know so far.
He looks like
Mhm.
George Freeman to me.
He is the leader of the Snazi
Really?
faction.
The what?
The
Snazi. As a native Varisian,
He looks like
have
a
I
avocado
and
to me.
with trained society?
grill.
Am I
George
familiar
Freeman
with the
grill.
Skarsgård
Oh, no, I am.
family?
Mate,
With
he's
the
got
family,
sleazy
yes,
ricotta.
and with the
I'm your-
faction.
I'm your
Well,
sleazy cousin.
I try to hide. I poker face my disgust.
You're quite familiar with the faction.
Fucking mob boss.
It's pretty impressive to have
And look at
that
it this
level of
way.
disgust.
It took you joining the Pathfinder Society to find out that the entire family is run out of this city.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
That's how bad it is.
That's how bad it is. Yep.
Okay, so, and to give you, a nice theme, it actually reads, this creepy shop contains myriad odds and ends.
A creepy shop called the Pickled Inn.
Mostly
No.
bereft of any discernible
I know,
use.
I was expecting to pick up imps.
Where's the centerpiece?
A number of malformed creatures and creature parts bob in jars on a long prominent shelf. A tiny fetal devil creature is in this macabre lineup. The shopkeeper, a greasy-haired Varisan with a thin mustache, looks at you from behind the counter.
Mhm.
He just winks at you, saying, "I know you well."
I speak to him in Varisian.
Yep.
I don't know how to respond to that.
He does that. There's a whole tweak of the mustache.
Just the freaking old railway type
Yeah.
the track's
Evil
villain.
French.
Yeah, sure.
Oh, yeah.
I speak to him in native
Yeah.
Varisian and say we've been sent.
I had a mustache
We've been sent
and
by
I shaved it
Ambrose
off.
Valson.
You've been sent on a mission from God, I see.
Do I have intimidated letter?
Yes, he always thinks of himself as
You're
God.
there.
I'm still on. Oh,
So-
I'm still with the others.
You're with us.
You're with.
I'm literally on quest pickup duty.
That's fine. I could intimidate the children and work.
We have literally split the pie now to try and do as many quests as possible.
Yeah, that's right.
So,
That
Which
is
we should have done to begin with.
As he
But we
continues-
fucked up, and
As he
now we're
con-
being forced into it.
as he continues,
Mhm.
a friend of mine has a warehouse near here, and he received a parcel on behalf of me and some of my associates. But there is a problem. Master Galbane has had to leave town in a hurry. Leave town.
Yeah. He probably even does the air quotes.
He would, but he doesn't need to.
My
'cause he's
passport,
that
let
sleazy.
Give me a
He
new
just
passport
twists
and
his
identity, and
mustache,
I'm gonna get out of here.
No,
Well, he
just
he probably
how do I
left
say-
town with an anchor.
Mm-hmm.
Is his new name Anchor?
Lila.
Yeah.
Okay, so he left town in a hurry. Rumor is he ended up in trouble with the law, and the place was seized.
Uh-huh.
I heard from someone down at the docks that some creep was snooping around the warehouse just the other night.
Mhm.
Could be the other group, but we won't go there.
Yep.
So I want to make sure nothing of mine was taken.
You just try.
He kept all kinds of things from beer to nails in that old pelican. But every now and then he stores something really special. It's in one of those crates. There's a big crate marked with 3 crows arranged in a triangle. Inside that crate is a small container with a few books and papers in it. That's the only parcel I'm interested in. You can help yourself to whatever else is in there. Or the warehouse for all that matter.
I was watching.
Okay.
My associates and I often work with the Pathfinders when it comes to special relics and documents, getting them in and out of ports and across borders where the authorities ask too many questions.
You also
Most people don't realise what they have and frankly don't deserve to have it. So sometimes we help take the goods off their hands. If things work out well and you get this done, I'll be glad to talk to you some more and help you out with future endeavours. As long as you help me out too. I'm good at returning favours. Trust me.
Lots of rank.
Giggity.
Just so you guys know where my head is at, I really
Not on your
don't
head.
want to help this guy at all. But it's only because we've been given the job by Chief Pathfinder himself that it's on the list of things to do.
You also
Well, that's part of the
ignore
test.
that.
What will you ignore and what won't you do?
Well, I'm with orphanage children.
Or how will you do it?
Safe.
Or how will you do it?
Yeah,
Someone
but
drew
unfortunately for you,
Hey?
no one else is there to.
Yeah. No one's there to act as my moral conscience. Hey! Yeah, for the record, this character, not the conscience of the group.
Someone found a tool.
And the Pelican warehouses are just down to the south, right on the edge.
Okay.
Someone drew
Well, I
one,
would, but you're taking a long.
and then they drew that.
So,
Awesome.
so Martin, because I don't know the city, I asked Janira, so when my friends were detained,
Yep.
where would they have been taken?
Oh, as north as you can go and still be in the city.
Right. So, I'm actually quite cluey and a tactician. So it's like, okay, so when they get out, if they get out today,
They should hopefully do one of the other
they're
jobs.
going to stick up north. Alright.
So, you're on your own. Good luck.
Can you show me to the Pelican warehouse, please?
She points and says, see, down that street where there's water?
Mhm.
Turn left and it's those docks.
Okay.
Good luck.
No worries.
Gives you a nice big smack. Clang.
I accept it gladly.
Yeah, you do.
She knows your religion.
And I'm out of...
Wow.
Yeah. Take notes, kid.
He's not there.
He's not with you at this point.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, he knows. He doesn't know he
I'll have to
knows,
double
but
check
he
the
knows.
average age of Nor. I'm pretty sure I'm 50.
Look,
Oh, that's just sad.
so, look, in the interests of I don't want to do this and take up the night, can we move on? I want to scope the place out, see if it's actually feasible for me to sneak in and out on my own, because that's kind of my job. But I would like the rest of the...
So while you're doing the scoping out, you can make a perception roll and we'll move to the others.
Cool. Uh, 15. 16 versus traps.
Okay. So you spend about an hour or so scoping it out to make sure you don't get yourself caught. There is a boat nearby. It's 15 feet above the water. And it has no lights and all the windows are blackened.
Hang on, but aren't we doing this during the day?
The warehouse itself has no internal lighting.
Okay.
The windows have all been blacked out.
Cool. This actually really works for me. Really works for me.
And no one's watching it, as far as you can tell.
That strikes me so far as completely feasible.
Okay, so
Moving
off to the
on
other
to
guys. Which
So,
one are we
fearless
getting
leader,
to?
where are we walking?
Who's the fearless leader now?
I'm pretty sure the
The one who didn't get
dumbass
detained. He's talking to you. The person who didn't get detained is now fearless leader.
No. You determined that you're fearless leader. Where are we walking? Because we're walking, apparently.
And as you're saying this, the paladin just walks past both of you, gets into the carriage and takes off.
I give her a nod and,
She nods in your direction.
and we continue on.
For the record, I am
Where
sorry
to?
for splitting the party.
We're going
Will
to
be.
the Ivy District.
Don't know if it will be.
Okay,
Oh, we'll
give
find
me
out.
a social roll.
I really wanted to make the countess.
If you're not,
The person who's leading you.
Is that society? Yes.
Society,
eventually,
yes. Society roll.
Someone will be
Society,
sorry.
no.
Someone's going to be sorry.
Oh yeah, someone will be
society.
sorry.
Well, it's a natural one.
Okay, so
Natural one.
Hang on. He fronts up and does a natural one society. And the rest of us realise what we've done.
Yeah, 4 hours later, this isn't Kansas anymore.
he looks to the worst possible person you can see on the street and asks them for directions. He basically grabs what you realise to be the judge.
We grab him, turn around and say, "We're very sorry, Your Honour, but he's a hopeless joker and he doesn't know when to quit it."
He looks at you and says, "Here's a gold, make him go away." I never see him again. Ever.
Yes, and I drag him into the nearest alley and shake it.
a gold, you probably would too.
Yeah. I feel that was very
Yes.
appropriate.
What do you need me to roll?
You're going to drag him into an alley?
And
Hang on, I want to see you drag him.
Oh, no, post-draft check.
Yeah, let's start
Try-
with the
try and
drag.
Yeah, the standard bulk for a human is 6.
And what are you going to say?
What's your
I
strength?
roll an 18 for diplomacy to drag him into an alley.
Wait.
The power of diplomacy!
He tries to
Come
talk you
into
into
my
an
alley,
alley.
let me drag you!
You follow.
Oh,
It sounds very plausible. He really needs to confer with you in the alley.
Oh, you
I'm
felt
going
that
into
one.
an alley
Make a
with...
perception roll.
Yeah, you felt that
Hang
one.
on, let's just clarify. There's still 3 other people watching this.
Yeah, we're going. This is going to be interesting. Where's the popcorn?
Oh, yeah, shit.
18.
I rolled an 18.
I beat you by 1. I get 19.
He looks very shady while he's asking you, and he's playing with one of his weapons.
I'm not going to go to an alley with a shady man. I am
Look,
sorry.
He's not hard. They're
If you would
bullshit.
like the judge not
Shade.
to hire an assassin to kill you, you walk into that alley with me, right?
I think you're taking the don't make me see him again a little bit too literally.
I realize my mistakes. I realize he's the judge, and I walk away.
The judge has already left.
Well, I walk in the opposite direction of the judge.
You're welcome.
The judge was going the way
Are you
we
playing a recorder on the way?
Let's go the long way.
Reading about my hometown.
So where are we going, fearless leader?
We'll continue to go to the Ivy District. This time I won't annoy the judge to do so.
as far away from you as possible.
So, social roll.
You actually trained in it.
No.
Right, I assist.
Would you like me to do it?
Yes.
So, you are now fearless leader.
No, I am the ask for directions.
A
person.
tiny part of me is
Hello!
Here's
I
my
did not
sat-nav.
just learn how
Okay,
to
so,
properly
you
thank
roll.
someone.
What'd you get?
2, 3, 5, 21.
21. Okay, you ask a passerby, and they stop and go, "Oh, I'm willing to help you, Matt," and gives you a really complex way of going, and then says, "But if that's not to your liking, just take that avenue there, and it will take you about an hour longer, and it will. It's just 2 streets."
I
Use
go,
the blueprint.
"You're so helpful!" Did anyone...
Yeah, use the blueprints.
Did anyone hear the first one?
Yeah, use the
Yes.
blueprints.
Why would okay, sure.
It had about 40 turns in it.
I
No,
rolled
there's the
no.
blueprint. Always go for the blueprint.
I-
25 to interpret what he heard.
But
You
see,
got- you
that's
had a
without
25 on
taking
your
the
perception?
walk part on Google
What's your
Maps.
perception?
Plus 5.
Did you roll 25?
I rolled an 18.
You rolled an 18? Okay, so you think you know where you were saying, though the 2 turns is probably the easiest.
Yeah, let's go for the 2 turns.
I'll walk an hour, I guess.
Yeah, I'd walk the extra hour.
So you're basically taking the long way
Are we
around.
with him?
Yeah.
Are we with this
But
one?
the easy one.
I'd rather take an extra hour than
You'll
Get
be
lost.
this
all
fearless leader somehow taking a left
Can I
instead
not
of
just
right.
intimidate them into taking this?
You could attempt to, I'm
Well,
sure.
some of his directions had you going through buildings.
Can
No.
can I intimidate him into just taking us there?
Yeah, here's the
Sure. Give me an intimidation roll.
Oh, that's not as high as I wanted. An 8.
An 8. He looks at you, pats you on the head, and goes, there, and gives you a copper coin.
Yeah. Oh, I got a copper coin. I'm putting that right now.
And then he walks off.
Awesome.
I'm taking the copper coin.
He looks very happy with himself.
I bet he
He's
does.
done his good deed for the day.
Yeah, he
He's
did.
helped the
Two
mentally
good
retarded.
deeds.
Hey,
Wow.
I need to be me.
Wow!
He's so mean, right? Let's judge him for it.
Oh, you can't say that to an 8-year-old kid.
An 8-year-old,
I did it. I'm not
no!
thinking it.
So, what was he doing it to your old kid or to himself? That's the
I
question.
don't know
Six
what
gold
he- I don't know
coins
what he
and
did to
one
the
copper,
8-year-old
so-
But seriously, we're going to listen to his directions and go the long way around.
Yeah, we got a long way around.
So you're going to Zata Dralin.
Yes.
Yes, Zaleen.
Countess.
Paracountess.
Paracountess.
Yeah,
Is that half a
Paracountess.
countess or double a countess?
Might be double. Double or nothing. They are,
I really wanted to meet the Countess.
some of them really wanted to meet the Thassilonian. It's sort of going off in different directions. That's so cool.
Oh, well.
Okay, so I could give you the title of the story of this section, but I won't. Okay, so you arrive at the estate after many asking. It is one of the biggest estates in the area. The scroll work on the outside is very precise, very well laid out, and extremely intimidating.
Well, my character's like, nice. Yes.
It is Chelek's
Yeah.
architecture.
Yeah.
Chelek's architecture in Absalon is a big thing.
How old is it?
This estate is probably maybe 2,000 years old.
Wow. Okay.
Wow, okay.
Loaded.
Shall we enter?
Okay, so as you walk up to the
There's gonna be
gates,
a lot of respect here, don't worry.
there are a phalanx of soldiers in armor standing outside. You can see them spaced along the outside walls.
Are they stopping us?
Oh no. But they are. Imagine the British guards standing outside the Queen's estate.
Yes,
So we
so
can
they're
poke 'em and then
totally, they're totally allowed to kick our ass. What are we here for?
We're here to talk to Paracountess Zaleen
For
To retrieve an item.
to retrieve an item from her.
who's the face?
I'm happy to be.
Cool, you're the face.
Okay,
We all
so
step behind.
I walk up
I
to
step
her.
behind.
you walk up. Okay, as you
You
walk up
better
to the
shut
gate,
your
there
mouth.
is a
Fight me.
guard. He looks very he does look very white. So he's so white looking, you think he's almost never seen any sun.
He's pretty fly for a
Either he's an albino, he's got like pink eyes and that sort of shit. Or am I-
Sure, he
or
has
am I-
pink eyes.
Or am I not quite that close?
He has pink eyes. You can see them because you're right close to him as you step up. Because he steps forward as you step up.
Greetings. My name is Dawn.
It will be good to see it again.
Yes.
I'm always glad to see it.
No, he means from Buffy.
No one wants to see her.
We are here to see Paracountess Zaleen. We believe that she is expecting us.
I shall go check. Stay here. Or die.
Oh,
He turns around and walks off.
Go.
we stay here then.
He comes back 5 minutes later. Doesn't take him long. Says you may enter. All of you. Now.
Cool.
And he steps to the side.
Stage or not?
Oh, I am
I
not
just
going to
misread
catch up with
the
you guys
spell
today.
for
That's
being
okay, just
horrible.
checking.
It is not
So,
possible
I walk in
for me to get
Yep.
to you guys.
You walk in.
That's
This
I thought
this
that was-
estate looks like a paradise. In one of the richest cities of the world, this place is very much everything in its place, everything precisely done, manicured to the 10th degree.
Yep. My character is enjoying herself, even though there is a ass clown following us.
No, he's not following you.
Isn't he? Oh,
No,
good.
he just stayed at the gate.
Excellent. So there's an ass clown at the gate. But other than that,
Wait, what?
I'm enjoying
He,
myself.
he's not talking about us, he's talking about the guard. But
Yeah,
we
you
whispered
should
this.
stand next
Like,
to the guard.
we're just standing right behind him. I'm saying, no, not us.
Give me a perception roll
Stand in the-
for everyone who walks inside.
Oh, I like this.
Oh, perception roll with my
It's
dice.
19.
It's a 20.
That's a 15.
9.
13.
20.
Okay, those of you who got 20 and above, notice that your person in front has 2 shadows, while everyone else has 1.
That's funny.
Is magic allowed in here?
Do you know?
No.
I guess you
Where?
have to check.
Split personality
Yeah, but there's so many guards around.
Tink, check magic.
You detect the presence of magic.
Of course you do.
Obviously.
What do you know? It's magic here as well. Holy shit.
Where is that magic coming from? It's almost
Please,
like it's
please
following
stand in
me.
the middle of town and detect magic. I want to see what would possibly happen.
There'll be one of these days it's like, there's no magic. There's
God.
no magic.
Oh my God.
There's no magic.
Guys,
There's no magic.
we're really fucked.
Okay, so yes. You don't notice. Did someone point it out to him? To her?
Am I able to Because I have the
It is
light,
also not it's not a humanoid shape.
I have the light cantrip.
It has horns, wings, and claws.
Am I able to use the light cantrip on, like, say, a club or something and just kind of hold it up?
Yes.
You want to do that?
It's just a light cantrip.
For a light
Okay.
source.
For
You
a
go.
light source.
You light go like that and light it up. It lights up and bathes, and you can see everyone's got shadows off them now.
Of the same type or just...
Different types. All horrific.
Okay.
So I'm looking at you.
Thank you
going,
for showing
what are
us
you doing?
the...
Welcome to Chiliax.
The light, it
Me that
hurts!
sees this.
Ah!
No one else can see this.
No, everyone else can see it.
Okay.
Give me a perception roll. You can just gotta get above 10 with the extra light.
Oh no.
God.
Yeah, good enough.
14.
Yep, I see it.
Nat
Look down
one.
and go,
No,
Wait,
you
what'd
don't-
you get?
the light, the bright light.
Ah, you bastard!
What'd you get?
Ah!
I got a 16.
Yeah, you are noticing you have these horrific shadows everywhere.
That's not good. I see it too. I got a
Yeah.
feeling.
It's not bad.
I'm going to
Not
say
exactly.
to my shadow, the
Yep.
extra, in
Hello.
infernal, are you real or is this just an illusion?
And a voice comes into your head saying, "Life is an illusion."
Perhaps yours is an illusion, but mine is very real.
Mine is real to me. Is yours real to you?
Zen cone.
Worship demon, Lord Hank.
What are you offering for a true answer?
I offer you nothing.
An autograph.
Then I offer you no answer.
I continue to walk.
Backwards.
You see him talking to himself for a little bit. It's actually Hank doing the answering.
Quest just kind of gropes.
Yep. You remember Lord Hank from the previous campaign? Yep.
No, I do not know any Lord Hank.
Okay, so yes, you walk up to the doors. The doors open before you reach them. There's no one you can see.
Interesting trick.
And this little blue globe that just lights up in the doorway and starts heading deeper in.
Can I just use message
A lot of
on you?
lightning.
Yep.
Alright. So I'll be talking to you in your mind.
Someone's talking in your mind.
Are you seeing these shadow things?
Yes.
Alright, cool. What the hell are we doing here?
Retrieving the item, which I may or may not believe is that shiny thing there.
So I'm going to follow the light.
Okay,
I'm
so
assuming it's there for a reason.
it leads you up through a complex stairwell up into a study. So 3 stories up. You see a lot of gleaming silver fixtures everywhere.
Sorry. I could type.
And the light just goes through a door.
Approach the door.
Mm-hmm.
Knock lightly.
And the door just opens towards you.
I'll watch it move.
There's no one there.
Side.
And you see sitting at a desk in the room a let's see, describe her as a gothic beauty is the best way to describe her.
Get her picture up here instead of ugly mug.
I would like to, but I haven't actually got it in
If
next,
you're
so
into
that was one of the
emojis.
things that I was in the middle of putting in. I was expecting you to go through the order, not go to the end.
Yeah, fair enough.
You should have changed the map. And what was her name? Para-Countess?
Paracountess Zarta Dralene.
Zata.
Zarta
Is she
Dralnen. She is the leader of the Cheliax faction.
Ooh. Interesting.
Oh, hell yeah.
So you have technically met 4 of the faction leaders already.
Oh, okay. With the push-up bro.
My leg is so tired.
I believe that's the picture I'm looking at right now.
I'd happily have her as my leader.
I'd buy that for $1.
That's out of character.
Just so you're clear, Cheliax, devil worshipping.
Yep.
I'm happy to worship demon Lord Hank.
Ah.
He's a demon lord, not devil lord.
Close enough.
Actually, he is lawful evil. So technically would constitute a
Demon.
hell.
No, hell, yes. Abyss, no. No, the hells are lawful. So yeah, he can be a Lord of the Hells. Absolutely.
Okay, she speaks to the glowing orb and says, Eldor, you are dismissed, and it just...
Was that a little...
So, did you dismiss him from, like, reality?
Doesn't matter.
What are you reading?
I suppose not. But
I could try it with you and see what happens.
I would love for you to do that. That would be amazing.
She says, sure.
Step away.
Let me look up
We
a spell.
told you to be quiet.
Yeah, I'm not there. It wore off.
I'm pretty sure we told him to be quiet at the front door.
Yeah. Yeah. My be quiet spell has expired.
You need to teach me that spell.
Yeah, I'm not there to refresh the systematic actions.
Damn it.
That's the concentration aspect.
Hang on. Can I use that if I roll to seduce?
No! No!
Sure, use this your roll to deduce.
Oh,
I'm
no.
gonna deduce you.
I'm gonna
That's
do
an
it
18.
behind you.
It's an 18. She goes, sure, I'll do that to you, little guy. Bink. Give me a will save.
That's okay, I'm an expert in will save.
Yeah.
What did you get?
What does this mean?
I'll find out in a moment.
Is there any way to tell what somebody's
What's
casting?
your wisdom?
Possibly.
It's +4 plus your level.
19.
And 19. You feel your form, everything around you go dark, and then bright, and then you're above water.
Wait,
Well, this is a new
What?
experience, I guess.
And and basically you fall about 30 feet into some water near a pier.
wait, knowledge?
I can read the numbers for you.
Seeing this.
Arcana, occultism.
Plus 1.
I have all of that.
Mhm.
Yeah. Can I,
Give me you can have a roll.
can I attempt to figure out what just happened?
Yes.
I can't roll to know what happened.
That's a lot.
That's a 19.
Has one?
So 22.
She teleported him.
13.
Okay!
No, it's in our mind. Imagine what you're seeing.
Against his will.
I mentioned to the party, do not mess with this, she will make you disappear from this area.
I gave him what he wanted.
He's been banished.
Well,
How
That's
Exactly what he wanted to the letter of the law, she said.
How's your swimming?
I say,
You don't-
Madame,
you can't
how
ask me
far
that.
did you put
No, I'm
your
just
weight?
curious.
what's swimming?
I don't care.
Athletics.
I just guessed. Bink.
You have athletics?
You.
Oh dear.
Fair enough. Not trying to piss her off.
Would you like me to try with you?
No! Please, no.
So she turns the attention to the remainder.
Greetings.
Don't worry, you can
Countess.
probably meet up with Mr. Sharp.
She says it's always
I'm gonna
incredibly
put the
adorable
party
when I see fresh-faced batch of Pathfinder wannabes.
Not denying that.
She's not wrong.
Not denying.
We're getting a lot of that today. Man,
I
that's
mean,
really
look
hard.
at you, scrumptious little tea cakes.
I'm more of a coffee cake, but we'll just keep on going with that.
She probably has those too.
I could eat each of you and every one of you up. Well, maybe not the one I just sent away.
Yes, please.
Sure,
She sent him away for dessert.
I will deal with you while the others do the task. You just sit there
Where do I read
and look pretty.
My
I love
character
the one with the
is
highest charisma. Ergo,
I have
apparently
the
the best
highest
looking one.
intelligence,
He's the
but
freaking
I'm
goblin
then
lord.
against smartass.
No,
Language!
freaking.
I'm not
Language!
the best
Sorry,
looking.
you're absolutely right. Thank you for telling me.
I'm not the best looking. I'm not
You have the
the
most presence.
I'm not the most like
Please
well
don't tell me
liked.
what's gonna happen
I'm the
in
person
second
who will be
campaign when I
remembered
have, like,
well and truly after the party.
Yeah, you're the one with the stage presence. Yeah,
I wasn't
yeah.
aware that, desk ornament was an occupation for the Pathfinder Society.
Says, I assume this isn't a pleasure visit.
Hang on.
She continues, I assume this isn't a pleasure visit since most of you are terribly overdressed for that manner of occasion. So that might mean you were here for that trinket Velson has been nagging me about.
Yes.
Seems I can't get that man around these parts anymore. He keeps leaving his pants behind.
I don't want to know. But
She already answered that for us.
no, no.
She does that while gesturing, sliding her hand down her body, and gesturing the sweep out across the room.
There seems to be a great surface in the horse.
Well, that just your
You're
fault.
not here.
Yeah.
You are swimming right
That's
now.
the point. I'm like sitting there floating. Like
I'm pretty sure
I
you're
feel like
drowning right now.
I feel like I should be somewhere else.
My raging, not gonna say it because small child's in the room, says that I need to be somewhere else.
And she says,
But
on
you're
the good
raging
side,
vampire?
he always sends me all the precious new
My raging
recruits.
child.
She says, giving the little girl a wink.
As in the 8-year-old gnome?
Yep.
Well, the father of the 8-year-old gnome is a little unsure about how he feels about that.
She's female,
But it's a woman.
Oh, well, then.
and she's an authority figure.
You probably blush and look away.
Oh, he wouldn't look directly at her, no, of course not. But
So-
he's a family man still.
Mommy, look.
And then she
The ring
continues.
on my there's no ring on my finger.
No,
Many
yeah,
thi-
it's on the end, yeah, the airdrop touches the door.
Many think we in Chaliax serve and worship devils, but that couldn't be further from the truth. In fact, we use the creatures for their power. They serve us, and we sculpt their, pause for dramatic effect while I find the next page,
Lightning bolt.
Why do you have
power in our own interest. The world must come to terms with the order of things. People need to know their place and operate accordingly.
Wait, can we
Yeah.
stack?
Okay.
It is the only way to make order from this world. Too many people stretch too far beyond their station, making waves and eroding the true order. The only way to make this world better is to make everyone stand in line.
That's a lot.
I feel a great disturbance in the force.
Okay.
I get the feeling this girl could be Darth Vader's mistress.
I think Darth Vader would end up being her mistress the way she goes.
The right way.
I'm only gonna do these ones for my tower.
So, you here to serve or here to be
And I
served?
think you can stack these.
She says, looking at you directly.
You know what? I may actually be quite glad I'm not actually there for this one.
I'm here
Am I not wrong?
Given your resistance
in
to
service
last
of
junction rolls.
Balson.
Again, I give you a choice. Are you here to serve or here to be served?
It is a female, right?
Yes.
I'm here to serve.
I would prefer to be served.
You'd prefer to be served? Okay, take a seat and I'll get you in time.
But my role at this point is in service of Varsin.
Well, okay, once you finish your service, come back and we'll have another discussion. So,
Well,
I'm served.
Last 2 messages. Not wrong.
not wrong.
So what do I have to do
So,
to be in service?
there is a simple matter for next door in the room is the casket. But unfortunately, a imp has gotten out of control and is causing a few problems. So if you just clean up the mess and you can take the casket when you're done.
Wait,
You
really?
said you want me to stay because I made
Huh?
Like a live imp?
You can get them.
You understand what an imp is, don't you, Sonny?
I understand what an imp is.
That's
But
good.
why is it causing you so much trouble?
It's not causing me trouble. It's causing you trouble. It's not letting you get to the chest. And if you want me to solve the problem, then I keep the chest. Deal?
Ah, so
No, no deal. We will. You're delicate.
So you're saying it's in the chest.
Oh, nice.
I'm saying the trinket's in the chest. Yes.
Nice.
We shall fix
No.
this problem for you while you rest.
Exactly. So we shall deal with the imp so we can get the trinket.
No, they will deal with the imps while you keep me company. That was the deal.
Mommy, I just have to put one more.
Be very charming, or it might be that you replace the imp.
I don't want to replace the imp.
Okay, be charming. Start charming me.
Do it that way.
She just reaches for a whip that's nearby.
I want to keep it like this forever.
Okay, we can try.
Wasn't wrong with my message.
I want to see if I.
Are we charming yet?
Definitely charming.
Give me a roll.
Well, while that scene fades to black.
Wrong toy.
Small children in the room, but anyway.
Just make a roll and that's it.
This is an
Underwater.
unbreakable tower.
How would you like to be charming?
Imagine if I glue
Charisma?
it will never fall.
Intelligently witty,
I could be intelligent.
You could be charming in an aggressive way using intimidation. You could be charming in a deceptive way. Or you could be charming just in a diplomatic way.
But they're all charisma based, son.
That's okay. I'll take diplomacy.
Okay. You'll be diplomatic charming.
Yeah, I'll be trying. I'll try.
Trying not to promise anything.
I'll try and be smart in diplomacy.
Whereas the deceiving charm is you'll promise everything, but not intend to deliver it.
If you want to, I will be happy.
15.
And we fade to black.
Morgan, I did this.
Okay, so the other three get to go into a room.
First time.
Drop 3.
But I did it for the first time.
Okay.
So you enter Zarta's bedroom.
Wait, what?
Who's
That's
entering?
where the
Am I
casket is.
entering?
Yes, you are. You are entering Zarta's bedroom.
Hey,
As
you're in the
service to
boudoir
her.
of
Yeah.
the most
Because there is a
wealthy person
casket in there that
city.
you need to retrieve for
You take the
Velson.
win.
And there is an imp in the room causing trouble.
I don't want to know.
Yeah. Wrong question.
You need to deal with the imp,
I intimidate the imp.
but I'll describe the room for you.
feel a
Okay.
great disturbance
M
in
M
the
just
force.
said can't wait to watch.
So the room is decorated in the colours of Cheliax, ebon black and crimson red. Silk, rare woods, and carefully carved marble compose every bit of furniture in the room. Goose down now litters the room, covering almost every surface, and the silken shreds of the cushions that contained it lie about like filleted skin. A post on the massive screen bed is snapped in half, collapsed on the bed and drawing the screen curtains into a rippled slope that form fine cloth. Yet vials of perfume and crystal jars of other cosmetics sit smashed on the marble floor around the dresser. A prominent fixture of the room is a large X made of stout wood. Sits along the west wall, complete with leather shackles and chains.
So you landed on your phone.
A table sits to its left, strewn with various items intended for pleasure, but outwardly resemble implements of pain.
Do
Of
go
course
on.
it does. They're not.
Okay.
They could be two things.
I want to hear the naive descriptions and rationalizations to what this stuff is. Alright, let me hear it.
And amusingly, the two people who get the most out of this aren't here.
Yeah, look at the shirt I'm wearing.
My character's interested.
They're
It's a growth opportunity.
Jack wants to kill the phone and get the fuck out of here.
Oh.
Yeah, do that. Do
Yeah,
that.
I want that
Yeah, the spell I don't know yet.
Oh man,
You do that one.
do that one.
Okay, so you step into the room,
Not willingly.
and the door shuts and locks behind the three of you.
Nah,
Get low. And put
don't
your
worry.
camera
I am having pleasure time.
and get close to the dice.
I think.
You
That's
have
completely
to
up to you. It's up to you if you scream or not.
You get close to the dice.
Am I?
I don't think I would
Right out.
scream, no.
And then with your
Characters.
finger.
Oh, well,
Ready?
him.
Oh, him.
Yeah.
Yeah, he probably would scream.
And you want to see that?
Okay, so yes.
I did it that well. I wanted to delete it and do it again.
Okay.
So, what do you wish to do? You're in this room, in this bedroom.
That's a keep fixing them.
And there is a raven sitting, staring at you from one of the bedposts.
Nevermore.
Thanks, Edgar.
I am, but I'm.
Nevermore.
I was going to intimidate the imp.
Yeah, I think someone's been locked in with the Demon Mistress.
Hi.
Oh, hey! So you need help, do you?
No. I don't need help. So
He needs
you,
all the help he can get.
He's getting it now.
And what was her name again?
He's getting instruction.
Kroll.
Are all with the imp. I've been taken away by the
Okay,
mistress.
I intimidate the imp. That was my original
You can't see an imp, you can see a crow. Sorry, raven.
I intimidate the room.
Okay, yep.
I intimidate the
How did
room.
we intimidate the room?
The room is being intimidated. So, are you throwing an 8-year-old tantrum?
Yes.
With a 40-year-old man's mind, yes.
The biggest
Okay, give me an intimidate
So a
roll.
40-year-old is throwing a tantrum inside an 8-year-old body. So what am I rolling?
Your intimidate roll. You're intimidating the room.
Oh,
That's what I was gonna do.
Was that a 1?
Well, we
No, it was a 2, so I
I
rolled a
have,
6.
Okay, so you throw yourself on the ground and start doing a child's tantrum before you realise you're doing a child's tantrum.
Yeah, and then I become intimidated by the room. I'm guessing this way. It's a big room! It's a big room!
Okay, so you're watching your fellow Pathfinder Society member throw a tantrum on the floor.
Yeah, you're welcome. I helped.
The room does not appear to be intimidated.
I helped!
To the bird.
Do you want
Yep.
to calm
I
down?
got a
Oh,
perfect
God, man.
picture.
You
the
say
bird.
nevermore.
No, no, no.
In Infernal, say greetings.
Right here.
It looks at you and tilts its head.
What?
Nevermore.
Very well.
I got it. It's back up.
I'll walk over to the chest.
Hmm?
Not chest, the casket.
3.
Yep.
4.
It has
may work out.
7 runes along the front of the casket.
3.
You've never seen those runes before.
4.
I
5.
should be there.
Once it gets back to me, I'm going to
But
roll
I'm
whichever one.
being
We
seduced
haven't
by
done.
a
And
lady.
you go off whichever I roll.
Remember, he said you fell in by a
Do you know
pier,
anything
right?
about languages? Anything about magic?
You fell into the water
I-
next to a pier.
Other than
That's
priestly
what I'm
magic?
6 is
I do know some, but I can.
That should be 2.
So-
Yeah, let's give it a go.
Oh,
I'm gonna roll
sorry,
magic
3
arcana, I guess.
Come over and have a look.
Is it,
So-
would this be occultism or arcana?
It is, you can use either. It's whatever is your specialty is your ability to understand magic.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Oh.
So if the spell is on both
They'll
lists, it doesn't matter.
blur
But if, for example, it's a heal spell, which is only on like the bard, occult list, and
So,
primal list.
If
then
it's only on
I
a
can't
cult or
fuck
primal,
it.
then you need to use that skill to identify it. But you can, I would just add to the difficulty to identify spells on from other lists.
Right, okay.
I wish I could be there to help. I have good arcana.
She doesn't have great soundproofing.
Oh,
that's
great.
only a 16.
Okay, looking at them, these runes look dangerous.
Okay, don't touch them.
Touch him.
Basically, you can actually see the energy embedded in each of the runes, as the runes themselves appear to be some
When was
alive.
the last time
You did.
They're living rooms.
How many pins is it?
Okay, yeah.
Mm,
These
that
are
one is
living
6, I
rooms.
think.
6.
How? What?
From what you remember in identifying at least that much is this would be artifact level protection.
So what level?
Artifact level protection.
Holy shit.
Okay, yeah. I imagine she has things in there we don't
I
want
got
to see.
2 of
Or she doesn't want us to
these.
see. Given that it's artifact level protection. Could be her secret.
These
undergarments.
these runes appear to be stopping people from opening the casket.
The casket has no hinges, has no keyhole, has no obvious way of opening.
Wait, what does this got to?
But it has handles on either end.
I think.
It is.
Oh, there's a 20.
Shall we
Wait,
move it?
I'm not touching that. It might go boom.
Well, okay, so we fail this one? Is that
No, what
I
I'd like to
think
do
I'm
is
still
first calm
throwing
down
a
that one so I can
tantrum.
actually listen out to what the hell's going on.
Sorry.
So,
I'm intimidating
I'm
by
gonna
throwing
roll-
a tantrum. My bad.
mm,
I tried.
clumsy?
It's hard being in an 8-year-old body.
What's that in the form?
Wait, are you in it?
We
I'm
really can
8.
persuade someone.
Okay,
You
so
calm down.
I don't know. How long does it take me to throw
you calm down, and while you're doing so, the crow bounces around on the post.
So I
and-
may have intimidated it.
Yep, hopping around on the post from one foot to the other, and clucking its beak. And everyone gets to make a will save.
So can you roll
Can I reroll, please?
one?
Sure, you can have an advantage roll. So if it's higher, it's better.
A 12 plus 6 is
Oh,
what?
that is so much
Expert
better.
gives
So
you
it's
what?
6 plus 2.
Expert gives you +4, plus your level, plus
Plus
your
two.
modifier.
8,
And then add 10.
18.
No, for fuck's sake.
Language!
Oh, so
Don't forget about me!
There is one more advantage roll if you want to use it.
So as soon as she takes the
Would you
earphones
like
off,
to
I'm
use it?
completely aware.
Yes,
but
10,
otherwise,
I would, yes.
Then use it. Then if it's higher, it's better.
It can't be
So we got an
any
18.
lower.
It can be equally
So
low.
masks
You too.
Well, I
18.
didn't help much either, except it wasn't a
So
1.
should I shout it?
Not yet.
What'd you get?
Oh,
12.
You got a 12.
we got a lot of diamond
28.
dice.
28. And what did
28.
What did we
I'm
get?
an expert at
18.
will saves.
An 18. Okay, so only one person failed.
At least I didn't critically fail.
You got close to critically failing.
Yeah.
Okay, so the people who succeeded are frightened.
We're frightened.
You got 27?
28.
28? Okay, you're unaffected.
Okay.
Because you critically succeeded. The critical succeed was
No,
a
no.
27. The succeed was a 17.
Fail, so we're frightened.
To critically fail was a 7 or below or a 1. So, you're frightened for 2 rounds. And the little girl is frightened for 1 round.
Is it
I'm
frightened
for
2 or is it fright?
Frightened 1 for the little girl, frightened 2 for the...
Okay. So, and the way frightened works is you lose 1 rank of frightened at the end of each of your turns. And frightened sucks because it's like -1 to everything, including your defenses.
It's not -1, it's minus your condition.
Oh, sorry, you get
Minus
minus.
two
The,
to start.
so yeah, minus.
Mi-
So all your defenses, all your attack rolls, all your saves.
all at -2.
It sucks. And stacks with flat footed.
And the bird changes from a bird into a
All
spider.
of the dices.
Ooh.
A decent sized spider, I'm guessing.
The size of a halfling.
So, yes.
Halfling sized spider.
Yeah.
Coming for ya.
So bigger than me.
Mm-hmm.
It's staring at you, who's the most frightened.
Well, yeah, I'm trying to.
What would the party like to do at this stage? I am going to ask for initiative.
Oh, okay.
So I roll for initiative.
So we have roll.
There's no initiative. Perception.
Yeah.
Perception is the initiatives you're doing because you are a bit surprised at the moment.
Yes. Roll plus perception.
Plus perception. Okay, roll the big one again.
That's perception. Okay.
That one. A 4 plus
It
a...
got stuck in the dice.
Yeah, no. A 4 plus
Can
a
I roll
4.
again 'cause
No.
it got stuck in the dice?
It's
So
okay.
what did you get, Stefan?
So what's 4
25.
plus 4?
What did you
There you
get,
go.
Peter?
19.
19.
You rolling initiative, Karen?
Yeah.
What did you get?
We got...
Hey.
You got 8?
We
Yes.
got 8.
Obviously, you're wanting to go so fast. Wait, did you also put in your penalties?
It got
So you're
stuck
minus
in
2?
the
Oh!
I didn't.
We got
Okay.
6. We're going last, but that's okay.
Because it applies to everything, which is why it sucks so much. Okay, and its go. It got a... So, Stefan, you get to go first. What would you like to do as it's staring down your cleric support here
So it's staring down
against the lady?
To find out if it's a thing.
I'd like to cast protection on them.
You'd like to cast?
Protection
Okay.
on them.
How many actions?
2.
What'd you do with your last action? Do you accept the spell?
If it's cast by an ally, yes.
That's a good question.
Mommy, I only have 2 more
I guess
dice
I'll
to
move in
fit
front of them.
Okay, you move in
That's
front.
not right.
Have my shield ready, I guess.
To ready your shield is another
I need a
action.
bit more
Ah.
space.
Then I would
Look
just...
how much dice I've
Because
got in
until you
mine.
ready your shield, you don't get the armor class
You've
bonus.
got a lot.
Right. I guess I'll just ready my shield then instead.
Okay, you ready your shield instead, and if
Yes,
something was to
but
strike you,
how
you can
much
then
dice?
block it with the shield, taking
I
And
advantage
you
am
also
gonna
get the
put
bonus
out
armor class.
Okay.
until he
Did
blocks.
I?
So protection gives you +1 to AC.
The block
and you get
actually
+3
stops
against
the armor
attacks
class
that
protection.
control you, like fear and stuff.
If he chooses to reduce the damage using the reaction,
That's made by some creatures.
it is the specific thing of it. You've taken it out of the block, out of protection to take the blow.
I thought the armor class works until the end. Sorry.
Until the start of your next
Until the
turn,
start of your
or,
next turn.
or until you use the reaction.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm gonna check that. 'Cause
Check,
that's
check it
the-
out. Because
that's the
when
point.
you have the shield spell, it actually takes the spell out completely when you do
Yeah,
it.
but that's different.
Does
Okay.
this creature count as summon?
You don't know.
Just for the effects of the spell.
I mean, it gives you +1 AC anyway,
Yeah. Increases to +1.
Most likely.
and saving throws against creatures. And bonus increases +3 if
You have to go last, Mommy.
Yep.
Yeah, because we rolled really low.
Okay, it spends
It got
a
stuck in the
Another action to change shape again.
But we just need to read that last.
And turns into an imp and flies down.
Ah.
Look,
Okay.
Mommy, I can fix it.
Imps in Pathfinder are different.
So the spider became an imp, or we now have an imp and a spider?
And it
Kind of an imp.
The
Spider
became
turned
an
into an imp. Yep.
and it tries to attack you.
We could be friends. Why are you doing this?
Ooh, that's that.
Apparently it's flashing.
Yeah, it's
Flashing.
flashing. It's flashing big.
Ah.
You're in trouble now.
So,
Cover your eyes.
that would be a 29.
Yeah. It's all a hit.
Wow.
So, that is...
I had to zoom in. How can I put it?
It does
I'll just
different
save
sort
it
of
for
damage.
later.
What's your AC?
Okay, can I press this?
Here we go.
No, just leave it where it is.
There's 2d4. Where's my other d4?
12.
It's alright. It's
Any
saved in
previous
photos. We
tab?
can save it later.
I
So you
want
roll a 20.
to put it
Yeah.
on.
Pretty much.
Okay, so he does 6 points of piercing damage.
Is that
Now I'm
including the
gonna
critical?
put them all
That's
back
part of the critical.
Maybe you should do it by colour. Make light look different.
Wow.
And does 4 points of evil damage.
Okay.
over here.
It's actually
And
called
then I keep
evil damage.
here. This one.
And- You get to make a fortitude save.
Yay me.
Now all the pieces going over.
With your -2 to the saving throw.
Natural 20.
Nice.
You succeed, you are not poisoned.
Yay.
And it's had all its actions. Now it is Dawn's go. What would Dawn like to do that you've just had this imp come down and go, stab?
So I should read that for a second.
Because it did 1 to change shape, 1 to move, 1 to attack.
Mm-hmm.
And what a time to roll a natural 20.
What I'm trying to roll that for 20.
That's what it said, what a time to roll a natural 20.
Next.
Because it could have taken you out of the fight.
Yeah,
Definitely. I'll.
Make it pay.
Ow. I step back. And I kill myself.
It does not have an ability to attack you as you move.
Look,
I get 7 hit
putting
points.
in a
Yay me.
big thing on.
So that's 2 actions.
And then
It doesn't
flip,
hit your
Assume.
attribute modifier as well?
I don't know.
What spell is it? Cure Light Wounds?
Yep.
And then random. I need black and red.
Cure Wounds.
So these are the two
It's
dice
heal
that I
wounds
get.
these
This is
days.
heal.
Let's heal.
It's just page 343.
Yeah, because Frightened penalizes all your checks and DCs.
Yeah, yeah, no, it doesn't.
It is a blanket thing across
Yeah.
everything.
He's gonna be.
Or level. Only.
No, you gotta heighten it to get more.
Okay, so at the end of your turn, you go to Frightened 1.
Yep. My last action, I guess.
I am. We're using the 1 action version or 2 action version?
I have no idea.
1 action version does a small amount, the 2 action version does more.
There's more.
How much more?
8.
You add 8 to the healing.
That may be worth doing. Unless you got any 1 action attacks.
No, I don't. Okay, yeah, I'll do that.
Yep, so that's you done.
Once you get 15 points back, that's
And
pretty much back to Toasty, yeah?
that brings us to Kira and Janizo.
Right, so I use perception to find out if the imp is female. Can you roll this one? Roll high.
Okay, pick odd or even if it's
Oh, okay.
what
we
would you
got,
like
we
it
got
to
a
be?
1.
What would you like it to be, odd or even?
I don't know, we got a 1. Alright,
Okay, so whatever it is, you think it's female.
we think it's female. So we use performance to try and distract it from attacking people.
Okay, give me a performance roll.
Okay, roll it again. Roll it again, and this time roll high. Not a 1, the opposite of 1.
I feel back down.
No, the up.
Opposite of 1. That's an 11 plus, that's a 16.
The same lock, but
I hear.
No, actually, it might not be because we've got a couple. So we've got 2 and
16 to
pretty
hit.
sure some of it's different.
At rolling, they
Is that with a -1?
So, oh, 14.
Okay, so apparently this is too fearful to do anything to, and it's breaking through your concentration, and it just seems to ignore you.
Yeah, that seems fair.
It looked like
Okay.
Now you're in your fright.
Stefan,
It looked like a different.
and you're no longer frightened now.
Say again?
It looked like a different.
So-
In a puppet.
Considering this thing
No
is just
shoes
attacked
are
us,
allowed on
I think
its
it's safe to say we can attack it.
No shoes are allowed.
I'd like to use Divine Lance on it, please.
Yep.
So I'm using good.
Does it have a roll, or do you roll?
It's a ranged attack versus its AC.
Okay, go ahead.
Morgan, what is this?
So that's...
What is this, Morgan? It says
So an 18.
Morgan.
An 18 is a hit. Does it do anything special? Does it have any particular types of damage?
It gains the trait of chosen alignment, which is
Maybe
good.
this is a
You choose good.
Yeah.
Do an extra 3 damage.
Okay, so then it does 1d4 plus spellcasting mod.
Morgan.
Where's my mod?
Because that's how weaknesses work. You do a set number of damage if you use the energy type.
Is that correct? Okay.
I like that change.
That's 11 damage? It doesn't seem right.
No, what's your attribute one? Plus 4.
Come on,
Wisdom.
come back to roll.
Wisdom. Yeah, plus 4. Yeah.
So 2 plus 4.
So 6
What is
plus
this
9.
useful?
You do 9, and did you
What
add the
is it
3?
useful?
That's a
Yeah,
good
that's
number.
good.
Okay, so you do 9 damage. It takes that, and it seems to hurt it.
What is
Do
it
you have any other
useful?
actions left? Because how many actions did that take?
That took 2.
You have
So
1
I've
action
You
left.
know the
One
thing?
left.
You could raise your shield.
A dice.
It's raised every round.
Yes, because it stops being raised at the start of your turn.
Gotcha. I'll raise it again then.
Okay.
Just dump on him.
And then it is its go. It goes for you because you ticked it off. It moves over to you and it attacks. It gets a 24.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that hits.
What is your armor class?
My armor class is...
Because that is important. If it beats your armor class by 10, it's a crit.
Not a crit.
Shouldn't be.
Armor class is going to be about 16.
17.
Is that including
Okay.
shields plus another 1 or 2?
Yeah, it's 16 plus shield.
Okay, do you choose to use your reaction to reduce the damage?
Yes.
Okay. So I believe that reduces it by...
Whatever the hardness of the shield is.
What you playing a champion?
Yep. My hardness is...
Oh.
3.
So, it does 2 damage.
2 damage?
And no damage gets through.
So, okay.
Oh, so
Morgan doing it
only-
for me.
Bink!
Think.
I rolled double 1.
Oh, did someone get hurt?
And someone's pride got hurt, definitely.
Yeah.
The imp is really hurting about this. It has its second attack on you.
I had a reaction of Retributive Strike.
It gets an 18 armor class.
Useful.
Oh, so it's going for me?
Yes.
That's a hit.
You can't pull
Because it got a -5 to that roll.
It's about to damage him now.
Yeah, can I use my Retributive
Retributive.
Strike?
Because you can't put this... Is it before or after the person's
It's a
hurt?
reaction.
What's the trigger?
An enemy damages your ally, and
The
both
damage
you
has
are
to go-
within 15 feet.
The damage has to go first, and then you
Yes.
respond after that.
Can't
Okay, so it does 2 points of piercing.
Piercing goes through a shield.
Your shield reaction has been used. You got use the reaction
Gotcha.
again.
Gotcha.
Okay.
So it does 2 points of piercing damage plus 2 points of evil damage, and then you need to make a fortitude save.
Okay. 4 total. Alright, so that becomes that.
And then your reaction goes up.
Now my reaction is off.
Once he makes you saving through, then your
Well,
reaction
he's
goes up.
already
So roll now.
That's not good.
What is it?
7.
7. Okay. So your character is now poison drunk.
Poison drunk.
Yep, you're clumsy.
Oh, okay.
One.
Are you going to stop attacking me?
Okay, so mine says you protect your ally.
And you take 4 points of poison damage.
The Retributive Strike says you protect your ally and strike your foe. The ally gains resistance to all damage against triggering damage equal to 2 plus your level.
Yep.
If the foe is within reach, make a melee attack.
So reduce the damage by 3,
Yeah.
So you gain 3 hit points, basically.
and then you get to make your strike.
So he's
I gain
within
3.
melee damage?
Yep.
Because she protected you.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
So
She called in divine help.
I have to make whether or not I hit it, right?
Yep.
So roll.
But no penalties this time. Roll a d20.
Yeah, roll a d20. Roll that one. So we got a 12, and we add our. Can we add to that again?
What are you hitting with?
Our long sword.
Well, is that on you?
So that's plus 4. That's the damage, isn't it? Plus 4 is the damage.
So it'll be plus your strength. It'll be plus your strength modifier.
Strength
Plus of your
modifier is
strength.
1.
Yeah,
Are you-
no,
are you
she's only got
trained
plus
in
one, so she's only got plus 4.
Okay, plus
So
4. So 16.
So it's 16.
Yeah.
Okay, and because you're luckily able to line up a flanking, you manage to strike.
Okay.
Roll damage.
Okay, so now you roll a d8, which is what was
I wish
that's
I
a.
would be in the
Is that
room.
an 8?
But there's whips and chains,
Is that
and
an 8 or
I
is that
actually
10?
prefer that.
That's an 8.
That's an 8.
Right.
That's an 8. Roll that one. And do we add the 4 onto it? Or?
Five.
Yeah, plus 4 damage?
That's the plus 4 on there.
No,
That's-
that's the
that's
whole
plus
point
four
of this
to hit.
quest.
Okay,
It's
so
just
that's
so we can
five.
see the
Five.
movie, you can
And
Yeah,
then
plus
one.
1 for strength, so 6.
So 6.
Okay, you strike the imp and it explodes.
Yay!
Ink and it's gone.
Imp
Good
explodes.
man. Wait, it was a female. Oh
You change personalities.
Wait,
You are now the wizard.
Oh.
no! That seems fair.
Why did you explain it to me?
Oh, because I was distracted and I forgot it was a female. It's okay.
Combat can do that.
We're now.
And in that scream of no, we now go to the docks.
Yep. And now we're the mummy instead of
And we're not sure if it came from inside or outside the room.
Yep.
So
Oh,
The scream of no.
No.
So, you're being fished out of the docks by someone you know.
Who is it?
It is him.
Mr. Sharp.
While he was busy looking for
Pacing the
stuff,
joint. Someone is like, what?
there is a goblin out of nowhere, splash into the water nearby.
So I'm like paying really close attention to this warehouse. Bink! That's weird. That's more weird. You can't swim.
But luckily, you've got rope.
Yeah.
You toss him a rope and pull him in.
Yup.
Doesn't take you any effort, and you're completely drenched head to foot. But you've got this grin on your face. You've never done that before. It's the first time you've teleported. You've got skills.
Man, you should see that chick. You'd have liked her. I mean,
that-
Don't worry, I am liking her.
I'm actually really impressed that you get out of jail free
Yeah, you are.
last I heard you were off to jail. That's
oh, yeah.
that's definitely the strangest form of court punishment I've seen. Audie.
Haptisness, yeah, thanks for that, by the way.
Job done.
Well, the paladin goes out and sends them on their merry way. They're off somewhere fighting a succubus or something.
Or something.
Okay.
Pretty close.
What
And,
they
that,
go
and,
do?
that, and that's the last you remember.
Paracountess.
Oh, job 4. Okay. Oh,
Yeah.
In the Ivy district?
Yes.
They went to the Ivy district one. They'll be fine.
oh, we're doing job 1.
I'm
People
doing a
then
job. What
Go to a
was it?
task
Yeah.
for some guy.
Yeah. Can you dry yourself off?
Job 2.
And just to double check, can you see in the dark?
Yes, I definitely can see the dark.
That's oddly coincidental and
What's
good
the
to know.
temple one?
Did you want me to go in and just chat to the guy to begin with?
Which guy?
Well,
So
we're
we've
trying to
done
go
two.
see someone. To do a
Done.
task.
Yes.
What did he
So
say?
we're now trying to.
We're
split
here to
between
steal something from that warehouse.
1 and 1.
That warehouse.
Do you have any ethical concerns about that?
Yes, there is a battle map for this one.
No, I have
That's
no ethical
always
concerns about
well.
stealing from a warehouse.
Okay. Now,
But
can you
like, I've never caught you in a lie, so do you have ethical concerns about stealing from a warehouse?
several. It's not going to stop me though.
So you want to go over there and I'll just go do it?
Well, my next question is: can you sneak better than you can swim?
Maybe.
I know, but I don't have
That may not be a good enough response. I may just leave you outside.
cricket.
I've got practice
Doesn't
sneaking.
actually give you a pencil.
Still doesn't answer the question.
Yes, I can probably sneak better.
Are you going to get into as much trouble sneaking as you have by opening your mouth?
Yes! Yes. Yes.
No.
Yeah.
Yes.
At this point, you remember this time when he said that while you were training? What happened?
Yeah.
And which other character that's not here did it concern?
Hi.
Apparently it's Josh.
Wait,
Yeah,
wait,
no, it
before
was
we go
definitely
into
the wizard. I was doing
Find
fine,
mother.
but the wizard let off an explosion.
Wait, what? What explosion did I let off?
You were trying to distract the other guys,
Princess,
Yes.
but you
When?
missed.
Perfect.
I found
What?
it
This
for
is
you.
another time during training.
Oh, yeah,
We were
probably.
sneaking. There was an attempt at distraction. It happened really fucking close.
And apparently with that, it was a disaster.
Alright. So
You put the entire team in the hospital wing for a week.
So just so we're clear, this is a quiet job. So far I've seen nobody go in
That
or
sounds
out.
like me.
Windows are blacked out, and apparently
sounds
this
like
place has been under guard for some time, while the equipment inside has been under investigation, so to speak. So it's our job to get in, find what we need, and get out. We're looking for a crate with 3 crows in triangle formation. There's a particular parcel in there, and everything else is fair game, as far as our mission is concerned.
Let's say we go get some patches.
What say we don't have time to do that and get that done today?
How long have you been watching this place?
About an hour.
I think I'm ready.
So we don't have time to go get patches.
We've still got another job to do.
Colour match. You don't have any colour on the board yet.
Suppose that tracks.
At this stage, you believe it is, you have another two.
Are you better at sneaking than I am at getting in trouble while I open my mouth?
That's pencil.
I am.
No, I'm trying to find colour.
I'm trying to think of a really good example.
I think that
I
might
am
be colour.
the best at sneaking in our class.
So how about I go up
I'm gonna
And-
choose this one.
There's no
Open
sign.
my mouth.
There's no sign of anyone in there.
Draw on the page.
And if there is someone in there, I
I'm
prefer
the
that
same
they don't have. We don't lose the element of surprise.
I'm gonna
fine,
do
we'll
it
just go
again.
sneak in.
Good. Good.
There's 2 doors. We
Good
can't.
idea. Let's do that.
So which doors you want to sneak in?
These two?
See?
Well, you said that there was blacked out windows, right?
And
I was prepared to like try and actually also climb up a window and see if there was any way in through them.
Okay. Give me a athletics roll for climbing. Don't roll a one.
Can we make the whole thing black?
7
7.
plus skill and training, so that's a 11.
No problems climbing up this wall. It's a fairly easy task.
I did think it was a 1 for a second.
Panic. Okay, so yes, you climb up. You look in the window. The window is just a pane. It doesn't slide. It doesn't open. You could break it.
Mm-hmm. I may have thieves' tools to actually take the.
You want to thieve it out?
Thieve it out.
Okay.
Thank you.
However, I'm also mindful that, like, I'm just looking around.
The only place to do it, actually do it, is right here.
No worries. But in thieving it out, I'm also just because I have an assortment of things like sacks. So because it's the day and it's a blacked out window, I don't want to just thieve it out and just let everyone know bright light shining through the warehouse.
Mm-hmm.
So I shall cover it up, get it done properly, so we can actually see if we can get in there.
While
You
he's
wanna come
sneaking it out, can we listen to the door?
Yeah.
You want to listen to the door while he does this? Sure. Give me a roll.
Mhm.
And he can do a thievery roll at the same time. You see, you're doing it together.
Yes.
10 for perception?
Yep. And thievery.
17 on thievery.
Okay. Window. What window?
And just like,
Toss it in the water.
no, I'll leave it there so we can cover our tracks on the way back out. And just like, put it down in another spare sack.
You don't even hear him take out the window.
I drop a rope down
Mhm.
for him to climb up. Assuming you haven't heard anything at the door.
You haven't heard anything at the door at all.
I think I just get a little bit startled and the rope drops on my head.
Yeah, the rope just goes.
And then take the scuttle of the rope.
Sure. It's a lot easier with rope. Give me a roll. A 1 always fails.
For what? Athletics?
Athletics.
That's 12.
It's a 12. You have no problems climbing the rope. You are good at
No
this thing.
strength, no training, huh? Yeah.
He's doing all the things he's untrained in.
Athletics is a Strength roll?
Hey.
It is. It's 11. -1.
Yeah.
They picked the best person to help you on this roll.
Oh man, let's be really clear. I saved your life from drowning in the harbour. Right there.
Okay, so
Goblins float.
you have dark vision, don't you?
They float once they're out of breath.
So Morgan, you have dark vision, don't you?
Yes. Yeah, we checked that on the way in.
Do you have dark vision?
Yes.
Okay.
Sorry.
So,
And I'm gonna do this.
Depends on whether you're asking if I'm human or not.
I'm asking if you have dark vision.
I definitely have dark vision. Although that might be the first time anyone here realizes.
Wait, no, I don't need. I wanna do.
Hey, do you need a light, human?
No, shut up.
That's good.
That good. What is you know it might be something you're saying? Do.
You're awesome. Totally awesome. Keep it up.
How can I make the size of like the thing a bit bigger?
What's the thing?
Like, how can I make it like instead of like that small?
Okay, so that's what you can see through the with the dark vision through the window before you go in.
Instead of like being that thin.
Yep. Now, are there like roof beams or anything that we can crawl along?
Give me a second to see if I can actually.
Are we gonna have to come down?
Just making sure if you can't see it.
Mhm.
Yeah, actually, you can walk right up next door.
Looks like there's a hole in the floor.
There is.
Where's that?
Oh, so you can watch look at.
So you can see.
A hole in the floor on a warehouse over the water.
Yeah, that's.
Okay.
Pretty tombstone.
I mean, we could have swum in.
I'm doing on.
You can see rats of unusual size. I'm sure they don't really exist.
Rodents of unusual size.
Yep.
Okay.
Right next to the window you just cut. Looking up.
Like looking up.
Yeah.
Can we
they
peer
see
around
us?
to make sure there's no people?
Well, that's what you can see from outside, where the window is.
Okay, but so can I crawl in and see if there's like roof beams or something that we can crawl along?
It goes up about 30 feet.
Okay.
It's a big warehouse.
Yep.
And there is a crane going right across the middle to the doors.
Mm-hmm. A crane.
Basically a hoist at the top that goes along this length.
Okay.
Yep.
Yep.
And it's currently got no rope attached to it. It's at this end. These are coffins.
Oh, coffins.
Yep, coffins. Literally coffins.
Right.
You're well stacked with coffins.
Rats. All right.
Rats and coffins.
Okay.
That's bad.
I don't know.
I listen for a round or two. I'm just trying to make sure there's no people in here.
The rats is telling you off.
The rats are telling us
Yes.
off.
One of them is particularly.
Squeak, 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 squeak.
It is quite voracious at its chittering at you.
Thunk, 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 thunk.
Okay, roll.
It's like, why are we having this conversation?
I'll teach you to mouth off to me, right? Cock.
First one is a 15.
That's a hit. Roll damage.
This may take a while because you don't get attribute bonuses, and I can't get flanks on them in this scenario. So it's only like a d6 each time.
Mm-hmm.
15.
Wait, why is this
That's a hit.
stuff
What'd you get on the first damage?
Meanings no filter,
One.
no
One.
colour, so
6 on the second one.
Okay, so you kill the first rat in 2 shots.
Mm-hmm.
Is that my house?
it's very nice.
And then I just need it.
What'd you do with your third action?
I'm not rolling again.
Suicide.
Yeah. Suicide by bowstring.
Yeah.
No.
Bink!
But no, I'm just gonna keep
I like
keeping
it.
her up.
Okay,
And
so,
yeah, but actually, I'm gonna.
At this stage, I will call
initiative.
initiative for you.
Okay.
So we have
I
Zach.
have to go and climb up the wall.
Cool. I'm actually quite fine if they climb up the wall, because unless they've got a climb skill, they get flat-footed. Then I get sneak attack damage.
Stab him.
Okay, so what is Quest's initiative?
Quest rolls initiative.
And yes, they do have a climb speed.
12.
What'd you get?
14.
14. What was Zach's initiative?
It's just a level plus
And
attribute or
do
just
everything
attribute?
Your
that
perception roll will do.
Oh, sorry, it's my perception. So it's 7 plus 6 is 13.
Okay,
So I don't get to roll
so
perception or stealth for that one.
Quest goes first. What would Quest like to do? How would Quest like to save the day?
Quest thinks bad thoughts of the rat,
Yep,
the nearest rat,
yep.
and deals it 4 damage unless it makes it all safe.
It does not.
It takes 4 damage.
Mm-hmm. How many actions does that take?
Sure. Now I'm trying to work out how long shield takes.
1 action.
Well, 4 damage or 2 damage?
Shield is 1 action.
4 damage.
4 damage. Shield is 1 action.
Then cast shield.
Yep. Okay, then it is Zach's turn.
I'll shoot the rat that he just hit.
Oh, actually.
I might not. That's a 10.
It's a 10.
Hang on, because Dave does attributes as well.
Because, yeah, it might actually mean you hit.
Drawing an owl?
What?
Drawing an owl?
No.
Fucking owl.
I'm doing emojis. I'm doing the diamond.
So it was a crit fail, they're stunned for 1.
A diamond emoji.
Why is it
There's sun for one.
circles like
Yeah.
eyes?
Okay, what
Oh,
does,
because one's gonna be really happy emoji, one's gonna be.
what does done
I
with
have
you?
multiple emojis, right?
Is it stunned? Stuff with it.
I don't really know how to do diamonds.
And it's done for 1, it just takes away one of its actions.
Stunned doesn't make you flat footed?
You can't act while stunned. Stun usually accrues a value, which indicates how many total actions you lose from being stunned. When you regain action, reduce the number. Does it have a duration or a value? It has a value, so he will lose 1 action from its turn. Because it can't act while stunned.
Change mindset. Yeah, fill this in.
And the second roll was a 15 to hit.
15 is the magic number.
Another 5 damage on top of his 4.
Change my colors.
And it dies.
So there's 1 rat left.
1 rat
that we
left.
can see.
That you can see. Do you want to use the second action?
That was with my second action.
What about your third action?
No, because the first one was a 10 to hit. My third action, I'm just going to try and... Is there anywhere I can creep in so I'm not hanging on the roof outside? Like, it's just like 5 foot in, like on a ledge
Yep.
next to the window. I just want to get inside the building.
You can technically get to here.
Sure.
That showed up.
Yep. I'll
Yep.
spend my single action doing that.
Okay, so that brings us to the rat. The rat comes up to you
Seems fair.
I need to raise up.
and is muttering the whole way.
Yeah, stun just drops.
When you say muttering or squeak?
Sounds more like-
It
Sounds more like muttering.
So is it actually a talking rat?
Not saying anything that you can understand. But it's definitely not squeaking, it's more of a low sort of thing.
Adam, stun just drops actions. I spread up on the board.
It's frustrating.
If it's got a duration, it takes out everything.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't have any actions. If it's
It's
got
got
a
a value.
that's how many actions
Sure.
it gets rid
I'm
of.
just surprised that stun doesn't make you flat-footed.
Oh, flashy dice.
No, of course it is.
Death by a rat.
Okay,
That will upset
so
It's gone for the jugular.
apparently it has. It has 6 points of piercing damage
Ow.
and fortitude save.
Oh dear. I'm gonna get rat fever or something. Fortitude save is an 11.
11. Okay, don't worry. I'll just make notes for no reason.
No worries.
Okay.
Adventure 1. Lycanthropy.
Yeah. Leprosy.
That's right.
Where did that happen?
It's a 6
Yes.
damage, was it? Yeah.
Okay, so then it is Quest's go.
Can I jump on it?
Yes.
I jump on it.
Okay, give me
One
an athletics roll.
Well
The key term is jump.
done.
It's 15.
15 is a success. You land on it, dealing half the falling damage to you and to it as the action. So as you both take
How far down is it?
I'm gonna say 2 points of damage each.
That's fine.
How far down is it?
Not that far. That's why it was only 2 points.
Cool.
It's 5 foot down.
Oh, if it's only 5 foot down, it's no damage. If it's 10 foot down, then it's a d6.
Okay, we'll say it was 10 foot down. So,
Yeah.
but it's supposed to be half the feet you fall.
Does that make them prone?
And Defender can roll a Fortitude save against my chill touch.
Apparently, it can't. It might have been a critical failure.
What'd you roll?
It rolled a
Still touch an
fortitude of 8.
Saving throw.
No, so there's no attack roll required for chill touch?
Chill touch is targets one living or undead creature, range touch, saving throw, Fortitude.
So you do have to hit it.
Hit it and it makes a save?
Yeah.
You sure about that one? Painful?
It's unwilling target, so it needs to be touched. Yeah.
So there's a lot of dice being rolled there.
It hits.
Seems it should be a higher number with that amount of dice.
Ooh.
Red's high, yeah, 18.
That's a hit, and your chill touch goes off.
It's 2 on 17 dice.
How much does your chill touch do?
Chill touch is
1d4 plus attribute, isn't
1d4
it?
plus spellcasting modifier.
So, yeah.
So no matter what you roll, you suck the life out of it.
So that's a 7.
That's a 7. It just shrivels up, and now you've got a jerky right next to you.
Mm-hmm.
And considering it's close to 11 o'clock, that might be a good point to stop the night.
Yep.
Just before everyone falls into the water.
Everyone.
Well, who knows where the next group of people are going to go? You do have one quest left to do. So yes, you have sort of completed 2 quests, with one almost done and 1 to go. So I shall stick that onto
I'm
the...
guessing the one almost done is the one we've killed the end.
Mm-hmm.
So can I just work out